What's up, and welcome back to the Run the North podcast, where Miller is talking during the intro. I'm the Geek Slayers. That's Miller Football. Jake Eepy, I guess. I don't know. We're recording after Thursday Night Football, so Kirk Cousins just came back and won a game on TV. We all picked the Buccaneers. It's our fault.
Yeah. I simply didn't account for Darnell Mooney.
I simply didn't account for Jake not picking opposite of us just because he's Jake.
I almost picked opposite of everybody, but then I was like...
You should have, because then the Bucs would have won.
No.
Baker baked. But
yeah.
Kirk cooked a little hotter. Falcons record, breaking Matt Ryan's record for passing yards. On the night Matt Ryan was inducted into the Falcons Hall of Fame. Ring of Honor, whichever one they call their thing. So that's pretty funny. Matt Ryan was there to get honored and lost a record. That's tough.
Kirk Cousins.
Even when he's retired, Matt Ryan still loses. That's insane.
Are Matt Ryan and his wife together?
I don't know. Why?
I was gonna say, because he might lose custody.
Well, he probably will.
We gotta make sure.
He probably will.
Damn.
He probably will. He's getting cooked.
Right, 'cause he's got. Is his home not suitable for infants because there's too many choking hazards?
Probably. I made a joke about the Falcons choking earlier because Wonder lost a darts game because he choked. And I'm like, dude, is it just because the Falcons were on TV? Did they rub off on you? He gave me a death glare.
Why would the Falcons rub off on him? It's kind of gross.
Hey, maybe he's into that.
Well, I'm just saying that's a lot of people at once. That's. Ugh. I mean, hey,
they don't call them dirty birds for nothing. No.
As long as they're all consenting adults,
then
it's okay. I was about to make a really poorly timed joke.
Oh no! Well, now I need to hear it.
Okay, so speaking of consenting adults.
Oh no!
Did you see who's representing the victims in the P. Diddy case?
No.
The same lawyer who represented Deshaun Watson's victims.
Oh. Okay.
So I guess Tony Busby's now just the guy.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for him. I can't lie. That's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
This is depressing now.
What a start to the episode.
Geek, how have you been?
You know, I've been better. Darts was weird. I won my first 3 games.
You play more than 3 games?
You play 4
I don't know how darts work.
Well, in this league, you play 4 because there's 4 people on each team. You got to play everybody on the other team. And then
what, like the combined scores?
No, it's just all your one-on-ones matter. And then if it's like 4-4 or whatever at the end, not 4-4, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At the end, if you're all tied, you do like a team game. Never normally gets there because it just doesn't. But the final game, somebody decided to come over because our dartboard wasn't charging us money to play for whatever reason. So we just went with it. And one of the boards at a different bar is like charging extra money. They're like, so do we tell the guy who operates all these dartboards about both issues, or do we just leave it because it kind of balances out? And it's like, I said, you tell him about both, and it's really that simple. Because I know how people work, especially when it comes to money. Because it'll look like you're fucking him out of money. And so he'll raise the prices on all the dartboards out of spite because you fucked him out of money. So I said all of that, and then I went to throw darts. Well, the person I was throwing darts against, no hate to them, is by far the worst player in the thing. But the dartboards are really fast about, you have to, after you throw your darts, you got to rip them out really quick because it just goes to the next player. Well, she's really short and was struggling with getting her darts out, so it kept screwing me out of like being able to throw 3 darts. I kept like getting 1 or 2 every time I threw. And normally Wonder just helps people and pays attention because I'm like, I've got headphones in. I'm trying to only pay attention to what I'm doing. But it was fucking me up. So then I started helping her, which is fucking me up because I'm not paying attention to darts. I'm playing fucking babysitter. So I end up losing that. And I'm so mad just to walk back over and hear that they'd been arguing that entire game to just come to the conclusion that I was right. It's like, of course I was. Fuck. If you guys would have just shut the fuck up and listened to me. Why does this happen every time? Why is it I speak, give you the right answer, and then you spend 30 minutes arguing to pretend that you came up with the answer I gave you? Stop. It's so annoying. I was so mad. It didn't matter. It also didn't matter. As a team, we had already won, so I always struggle. I go last because I'm the best at, like, we need to win this one, and I can win it. But when our team's already won and I have to play my last game, I suck because I don't have any reason to care. So it's like, you can't pile that on with everything else when this is embarrassing and I'm upset. All because you guys had to argue for no reason. It's like, it's not even that. It's just understand how people work, and especially when it comes to money. Don't fuck with people's money. That causes problems. Just, Miller, how are you?
I'm great.
He's tired.
I am very tired, but I found my new hyperfixation today.
Ooh, what are we hyperfixating?
So, my friend Kenny, who you know of,
yeah.
He's my dungeon master and one of my good friends. I've been friends with him since middle school. He, 6 months ago, almost to the day, told me about a in-progress musical that is being put on YouTube, and I think it started on TikTok. It's called Epic. And it is about, out of all things, it is about Homer's Odyssey. And it is the coolest fucking thing I have ever heard.
Okay.
It is so incredible. Honestly, it's something I should get you to listen to.
Uh-oh.
Like, I know you're not big on musicals, but it's the Greek gods and shit.
Fair.
And like all of the gods in it have first of all, a lot of the gods have their own song. And then second of all, when they sing in other songs, they have their own like motifs that are really sick. Like Zeus, when he shows up, there's drums banging in the background every single time. When Hermes shows up, they throw a lyre in with his music, like all sorts of shit. It's so cool. And I feel like such a fucking nerd for talking about it, but I love it. And all it did was give me ideas for D&D, which is even better. And I love it. I love it.
I'm just still scared of whatever your plan is for tomorrow.
Yes.
Telling me not to stream has me concerned. Oh, by the way, the internet's mad at you.
Why? What did I do?
Because you're not letting me stream.
Who is the internet?
Jedi, Galaxy, like 8 different people.
Really?
Are upset because they watched the game.
I didn't know people were into. Listen, I will see if I can pull some strings.
No, if not, it's fine. I don't need to stream it. I'm just saying.
Right.
People were upsetty spaghetti.
I will put it this way. If you send me a list of names that are upset about it, I will record the session and personally send it to them.
Incredible. So is this going to be a thing moving forward as you don't want me to stream, or is it just a this session thing?
Just this one.
That's weird.
You'll see why.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Yes.
What are you doing to me in particular?
It's not to you in particular. It's to someone else.
Oh, thank God. Never mind. I don't care.
Well, it'll impact you, but it is directly to someone else.
That's fine.
But then again, out of the people that it's not directly aimed at, it'll probably impact you the most. So.
Now I'm convinced. Is Dino gonna die?
No, I would never kill Dino. No.
At least not on purpose. Things happen.
Where's my mini? I'd never kill him. This man, he will never die.
Well, I guess he can't. The gods love him.
Yeah. But anyways, long story short, if my gods, when they finally show up, are singing, you know why.
Oh, okay.
I need to figure out
I'm
this last D&D thing I'm going to say because we do have to talk about football. This is a
oh
football podcast, I'm
oh
afraid.
boo.
Um, I do need to figure out a way. I know you guys don't like to do it, but I need to figure out a way to get you guys to all listen to the same music in very specific situations because I have recently realized how not recently realized, but it's recently like occurred to me how much I can do with the impact music can have on setting a scene.
Mhm.
And especially like with you where you can't picture things in your mind.
Yeah,
I feel like I could do so much more as a DM if I'm just like this song, this is the vibe.
dude.
And then you can be like, "Oh,
I've told you. There are
I
times where
know.
the song in my headphones is going with what you're doing, and it's like, oh
I
my
know."
God, this is insane. Or sometimes
But it
it's
would be
like the
so
reverse. Somebody's dying, and it's the cheeriest shit, and it's so funny.
right. But it would be so much better for me if I could pick what you're listening to.
Yeah.
Like my DM, he has this program we all play on and he can play music through it. And I kind of want to see what it would take to invest in that. The only problem is Nicole playing on her tablet. I don't know if she'd be able to use it.
Right.
But still, either way, D&D talk over.
Well, so
Uh,
here's the thing. I can set it up
uh,
so my mic will play, or like, so I can play music through it, because I can set it so it's like all of the noise that goes through my computer goes to the Discord call.
oh, really?
So it could work to where you just send me the song you want played, and I can have it playing in the background.
Okay. I might have to do
We
that.
can discuss that later, but I wanted to throw it out because I will forget. So,
Mhm.
yeah. All right, let's talk foosball. What happened last week? Football happened. Oh, right. Another one of those boring Thursday night games happened.
I
Cow,
actually really liked the Thursday night game last week. I had a
you
lot of fun
you
with it.
liked Cowboys Giants?
Yeah, I had fun with it.
How?
So Hunter Lipke,
Yeah, that it?
Malik Neighbors,
Didn't he get murdered because Daniel
at the
Jones's
very
ass?
end, at the very end, he hit his
Oh
head.
yeah. So the worst run defense in football held Devin Singletary to 1.7 yards a carry. So
Yeah.
I formally demand an apology for you saying Devin Singletary's good
One bad game.
against the worst run defense in the sport.
Again, okay, the thing is with Devin Singletary, I never said he what were my exact words?
I
I want
don't
to know what
know.
my exact
I don't
words
know,
were.
man. I think you
Because I'm
said he
sure
was
I
like
just said
fine, but he's not
I'm pretty
fine.
sure
He's ass.
I probably said he was like a serviceable back,
Yeah, I
which
think so. And
I will
I,
die on that hill.
I won't. I watched him in Buffalo for too long be the problem to know
Mhm.
that he's not serviceable. He will trick you by having 2 good games and then he'll suck for 7. And you go, but he was good that one time. He tricks you.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think of a quarterback that does
He
this.
tricks you.
He tricks you. He's Justin Fields. No. He tricks you into thinking he's good and then bam. I don't know. Malik Neighbors good at football. You're right, but the rest of the Giants roster is atrocious.
Yeah,
It hurts me
I
to
was
say that because Eric Gray exists. To be fair,
mhm.
he's gotten like 4 carries all year, so maybe he's the best player on the team. We'll never know. He probably isn't, though. There's a reason he's not getting carries.
I
I
would
understand.
say no.
I can be delusional. Let me be delusional because you can't prove
Right.
me wrong.
I I don't know. Have you seen I'm sure it changed after tonight, but last week, did you see the leaders and targets by chance, like across the league?
No.
Neighbors was number 1.
Nuts.
Wandale Robinson was number 4.
How?
The Giants only throw the football and they only throw it to 2 people.
Yeah, well. I found EPA leaders.
I don't know about EPA. I doubt either. Neighbors might be high in EPA.
Oh, you know who the top 3 guys? So it's quarterback receiver duos EPA.
Hmm.
The top 3 are C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins, Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir, and Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson. Oh, Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors are 4th.
Yeah.
There you go. And then, wow, Brock Purdy and Jawan Jennings is your 5.
We will get to them.
Any other surprises here?
Them.
Oh, in this list, I don't see. I don't know how many it is. It's not numbered, and I refuse to count. But in this list of the top guys, Justin Fields and George Pickens. Oh, and who do you think Jaden Daniels' best target is by EPA?
Probably like Zach Ertz.
It is Zach Ertz.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Gross.
But yeah, all right. Matthew Stafford and Tutu Atwell are also on the list. Tutu Atwell
Quite
mentioned.
Funny. Quite funny. But yeah, that game was a football game that happened.
So Dalvin Cook must be the worst player in football.
Yes.
They signed him, and he's not even practicing. He's not hurt. They just won't put him on the practice field, at least when the media's there. How bad must he be? Especially when Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott are the other guys getting carries. Like, I figured washed Dalvin would still be the best running back they had. But apparently he's the worst running back in the league. That's tough.
Yeah, that's...
Does Dallas trade for Devontae Adams?
No.
Because we can't run the ball, so we're going to have to win by throws.
I think they would be more likely to trade for a running back than trade for Adams.
I also think Mark Davis is more likely to allow a trade to the Chiefs than he is to the Cowboys. He's the biggest Jerry Jones hater. I think he'd let Tay go to the Chiefs before he'd let him go to Dallas. I really do.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's all fun and games until... I still don't know who it would be funny to have trade for Tay. Like, I want to make the Vikings and Bears joke, but it's just stupid. Like, where does he go on either of those teams?
Right. He's going to be a Jet. And
he's a Jet or a Saint. I still want the Ravens to pull it out, but I know they won't. So, Giants bad at football. Cowboys also bad at football, I think, is the conclusion here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are the Cowboys a playoff team?
I'd say no.
I don't.
The NFC actually looks feisty this year.
Yeah.
So it's not like they can default in at like 8-9 or whatever.
Right. Yeah, because now, I mean...
Like, every team in the NFC West is better than them. Mm-hmm. Every team in the NFC North is better than them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's at least 3 teams in the NFC South better than them.
And there are 2 teams in the NFC East that are better than them.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know. They're going to have to figure something out and quick, especially with Micah and DeMarcus being out. They are probably about to go on the biggest skid of all time. There is a singular fly in my house, and it has decided that my desk...
I just saw it on your mic.
It keeps landing on my glasses. It's driving me insane. Sorry. We had the battle of the big cats. Andy Dalton returning to... There's 2 flies. Andy Dalton returning to Cincinnati again. Did you know Andy Dalton has played the Bengals every single year that he has not been a Bengal?
I didn't, but that's pretty rad.
That's insane.
I knew he played him the one year he spent with the Bears because that was the game he got hurt and Fields came in. It might not be
every year, but it's been every team he's been on. He's played against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many years he's spent everywhere, so it might be a little off, but I know it's every team. The Bengals, I want to say, finally figured it out, but they still didn't look good against the second worst team in football.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a new worst team, and it's just because their quarterback is dead.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to them. But, big thing from this game. Was Miller football right last week?
Oh, about Chase Brown?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. I'll let you
Hmm.
victory lap that one today. We'll check back in a week.
Hmm.
We'll check back in a week.
Hmm.
New question. Is T. Higgins the GOAT? Okay. Real question. Is there a
Okay.
world where the Bengals keep T and not Jamar?
I don't think so. Just because of Joe, I don't think Joe would let that
I'm just
happen.
thinking both how cheap the Bengals are when it comes to money, and one of them's been a diva and the other one is just chilling, doing his job.
Unless Joe is cool with it, which maybe he is with everything going on. You know, maybe he realizes the gravity of the situation. But unless as crazy as it is to say, unless their quarterback gives them the okay, I don't see them breaking them up.
That's fair. Jamar
Also,
has been
Xavier,
on drugs, by the way.
yeah,
He's in.
Xavier. Sorry, I didn't know you were still
No,
talking.
you're good. Go.
I was gonna say Xavier Leggett. Good.
Oh, I I didn't see anything from this game, but sure.
Six for 66 with a touchdown, and his route running actually looked pretty solid.
You know what else? Deontay Johnson, good at football. You wouldn't have known from the Bryce Young days here in Carolina, but
I forget. Did I go on my Bryce Young rant last week?
no. Are we doing a Bryce Young rant?
I mean, it's just sad.
I
It's
went.
not even really a rant. It's more just the idea of like we knew this Panthers offense was capable of being good because they built a good offense. And the fact that Bryce struggled as bad as he did from clean pockets, whereas Andy Dalton's coming out here and dealing is a bad look.
I so I know I went on the rant last week about Kevin O'Connell and the young quarterbacks. Organizations fail young quarterbacks before young quarterbacks fail organizations. I
Yeah.
think this is one of the few times where that's not entirely true. I think a lot of this is Bryce Young. And I still was high on Bryce Young coming out also. Like, I didn't have him as my QB1. I had Stroud. But I remember the arguments we had about that.
Mhm.
And I remember the arguments we had because Jake had Anthony. Ah, fucking fly. Get out of here. Ah, I'm sorry. Uh, I got attacked by a fly. But Jake had Anthony Richardson because of upside, which is valid.
Mhm.
But the concerns with Bryce that I didn't think would actually be concerns is scary. It's not just a height issue. It's an arm issue and the magic that he was able to make at Alabama, the scrambling and the being able to read the field. He doesn't have it at an NFL level. At least it appears. And that's really sad.
The thing that's really been big for me with Bryce is the pocket awareness.
Yep.
Like, he has none. Like, genuinely speaking, I don't remember the exact place for the exact statistic, but like through the first couple weeks when he was starting, the Panthers' offensive line was one of the best at just keeping the quarterback clean. And even when he was clean, Bryce panicked, didn't know what he was doing, looked lost. And that's, to me, that's a telltale sign of a quarterback that's not working. Like, if you have a clean pocket and you act like you're dealing with what Caleb is dealing with right now, there is a problem, a very large one. And you brought up pre-draft. Bryce was my QB1. I said at the time that he was the best quarterback prospect I had personally evaluated. That doesn't stand true anymore because Caleb and Drake may exist,
Yeah.
but I still really liked Bryce coming
Yeah.
out. It's really tough though. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's that first year with Frank Reich looks like it broke Bryce.
It might have. And there just is a world. NFL and college are very different. And as good as he looked in college, there just is a world where the NFL is too different. Like, we've seen other college quarterbacks that were awesome in college that couldn't hang. And Bryce just might not have whatever it takes to be able to hang at this level. And I don't want to write him off because I don't want to, he could be in 3 years. He could be Geno or Baker or Sam Darnold. Jesus Christ, I forgot the name of my own quarterback.
The one that he supports. Yeah.
But like, it's just his issues seem more more glaring and a lot harder to fix. It looks almost like a talent issue because the talent didn't translate. Whereas for the other guys, it was just more of a mental issue entirely. And that's the scary part. Because right now, I don't know how many people are still, there were guys for all Geno, for Sam, for Baker. There were guys pounding the table that they could still be that guy if given the chance. Nobody's doing that for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And normally there's at least somebody who sees it, and we all call them crazy. And then in 4 years, they're going to go, I was right. And you go, dude, I'm glad you were, because that means there's another good quarterback, and that's more fun to watch. And there's something special about the revived career quarterback, but I am worried about Bryce. Let's talk about...
It's just so...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's just so disheartening to see him get to work with a supporting cast that a lot of young quarterbacks would kill for.
Yeah.
And for him to still not be able to translate it.
Yep.
And I know you look at rookie Xavier Legette, Deontay Johnson, who haven't scored a touchdown in however many games before coming to Carolina, and the husk of Adam Thielen, but like, that's a good receiver room right now, surprisingly. Like, Deontay Johnson is coming off back-to-back huge games. He had a career game in Andy Dalton's first start.
Yeah.
And Xavier Legette looks better every week. Adam Thielen, I make the joke, a husk of Adam Thielen. A husk of Adam Thielen still knows how to get open on third down.
He's just open, and that's all you need. He's going to make the catch. He's just not going to do anything afterwards, and that's okay.
Yeah. And you spend all this money on your offensive line. You've got Ike Ekwonu on the left side, who's still in a rookie contract, thankfully. Yep. The offensive line's been good. The run game's starting to heat up. Chuba Hubbard's looking good. Jonathan Brooks is going to be coming back here real soon. The only thing that hasn't been good for them is the tight end play, which maybe that's the key. Maybe Bryce just can't function without a tight end. But I find that
Did he have a tight end at Alabama?
He had Robbie Oots, baby. I don't know if he was the starter, but...
So, no, he did not have a tight end at Alabama.
Respect Miller football TikTok legend Robbie Oots.
No, I will...
The only player I've ever made a video about that their girlfriend commented on the video.
Chill. Jatavion Sanders the GOAT, though.
He hasn't done anything,
He had 2 catches for 16 yards last week.
That is a career high.
Hoorah.
I want to make sure I'm right on that. But I'm pretty sure I am.
I'm going to move over to...
He has a total of 28 yards, Geek.
Incredible. I respect it. Let's move over to the other NFC South teams. Saints Falcons.
Yeah, chat. We figured out how to beat Derek Carr.
Pressure. That's not news.
Yes.
We've been known.
Yeah.
The real answer to beat Derek Carr is murder Eric McCoy, and it's over.
Yeah.
If he comes back and the Saints start playing well again, I think we should genuinely consider Eric McCoy MVP. By the definition of the word value, he would be the most valuable player.
Yeah.
Because every other guy that you want to argue value for, well, not every other guy, but Jordan Love can't be in the argument. He hasn't won a game. His backup won games. That's tough. Justin Jefferson was out for an entire half against the Niners, and the Vikings offense didn't miss a beat. Can't be him.
How the fuck did the Falcons score in this game? I know Youngway had 4 field goals. That accounts for 12 of 26.
I don't know if I got it. Wait, what? How did they score? Oh, Troy
No
Anderson
rushing
pick six. Had to be.
Okay, there's still another touchdown we're missing. Oh, someone muffed a punt and they picked it up in the end zone.
Yep.
I remember that now.
How did the
That
Saints
is,
score? Oh, rushing touchdowns. Okay, that makes sense.
yeah. You know that fella, the Mormon fella,
Don't
the
start
Mormon
with
missile.
that fucking loser. They put him in
What do
to
you
run
mean, that
QB
loser?
sneaks. He doesn't count.
He's a hooper.
No, yeah, he is a hooper. Just like Austin Hooper, he's mid as fuck.
No, Taysom Hill's actually been like really good this year.
Don't do that.
His blocking has been outstanding.
I don't care.
I do a lot. That's what I'm here for.
He exists in this league only because Sean Payton, so I must hate him.
Cringe.
Not really. You would understand.
What you know about Mason Tipton's 6-yard game?
Nothing.
No, I'm going to be honest. I did not watch this football
What
game.
happened to
know
Jamal
what the fuck
Williams
happened.
is my question. I'm not
Too
saying he was
much
ever
anime.
great, but like,
When do we start the Jamal Williams watches too much anime instead of watching film narratives like we had Kyler with Call of Duty?
never, because he's not a quarterback.
Oh, new season of One Piece just dropped. Jamal Williams is going to have an awful 3 weeks.
See, the issue is he's had an awful 2 years.
Well, he's been watching One Piece. There's
I
like
love-
1,000
that's fair.
episodes of that.
I love
shit.
Jamal though, and it makes me sad. So, okay, time to move to an AFC South game because I don't want to talk about them anymore. Okay.
I was gonna say, Peyton Turner sacked funny.
Oh, was that the first one in his career?
That's the only one in this game. I don't know if it's his first. I don't think it would be his first career.
No, but he's ass, so it might be.
I know, but like,
You gotta luck into one at some point.
Twice a day. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at Peyton Turner. It's not his first, but it was his fourth. And it was his first since 2022. Jesus Christ, he's bad.
Hang the banner.
Hey, hang the banner. He's, as of soon, he'll have played in the second most games of any season in his 4-year career. So, round of applause for Peyton Turner. Remember when the Saints drafted as if they were the smartest guy in the room and missed every fucking pick? I miss those days.
That's what tends to happen. Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, everybody else has an 8th round grade on this guy. We're taking him. It's like, what are you doing? So, why does everybody think Trevor Lawrence is ass?
I don't know.
I watched the games. He looks like the only competent part of the Jaguars. You look at the box score. He looks like the only competent part of the Jaguars. What's ass? His receivers dropping the goddamn ball every fucking play?
I was going to say the only 2 players on their offense I trust are him and Brian Thomas Jr.
Travis Etienne, but he's been injured. So,
yeah. That's Tank Bigsby averaged almost 13 yards a carry. Holy Toledo.
oh, Tank Bigsby the goat.
Forgot how to talk.
So did you? Fuck you.
The only thing I care about from this game is Ventrell Miller fucking balled out, and that is so cool.
I just don't understand the Jaguars.
No one does.
Well, so Ventrell Miller existing. Who was the... Because they took Chad Muma and... Who's the other linebacker they took 3 years ago now?
I think he's hurt.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
But they took those two, and now they've taken Ventrell Miller. How many middle linebackers do they think they need?
All of them.
I guess.
Devin Lloyd, that's his name.
There
Jesus.
you go.
How can we not remember Devin Lloyd?
Because we didn't like him. He wasn't good at football.
Ventrell Miller was a pick last year.
Yes.
I liked him a lot coming out.
I didn't hate him. I know that.
I didn't know that.
What?
According to Wikipedia, Miller was suspended along with 8 other players his first year at Florida in 2017 due to felony fraud charges.
Fraud charges.
He returned from the suspension in 2018 and had 15 tackles, a sack, and a pick 6 in 13 games.
Nice.
Well,
So yeah, what is Devin Lloyd? He could just be bad because I remember they picked him. He was a first-round pick, right?
yeah.
And because I remember they picked Chad Muma in the 4th round. Because I think it was on Run the North, where I said, it's weird you wasted a first-round pick to just draft a better guy in
Devin
the 4th
Lloyd,
round.
he hurt his knee and didn't play last week.
Because Chad Muma was better in college and has been better in the NFL. Outside of that, 2-week stretch last year, where Devin Lloyd was like, I'm the best player in football, and then he sucked again.
I honestly haven't paid enough attention to their linebacker core to have an opinion.
I pay enough attention so I can yell about how bad Devin Lloyd is to be hyping up Chad Muma.
Yeah, the only player on Jacksonville's defense the only 2 I care about are Josh Hines-Allen and Ventrell Miller now.
We got to make you a Chad Muma fan.
Also, on the other side of the ball, Nico Collins top 10.
Yeah. Did we rank him in the top 10?
I don't recall.
I don't either. We definitely put him close.
Mm-hmm. Him and Stroud are incredible together.
They have that wavelength thing, man. It's the reason I'm sure
really
the Jets
do.
are going to push so hard for Tay. It's the wavelength thing. It's just for whatever reason, Tay doesn't even have to run the right route. It's going to be perfect. There's just a thing with some guys. And yeah, that's tough. I never thought I'd say. So, did Dameon Pierce kill somebody, or
He's hurt.
Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Him and yeah, he hamstring.
Yeah, but last year, D'Amico also wished he was dead. So
Well, I don't know about last year. I'm just saying this year he's hurt.
Okay. But
So is
yeah, they need
Mixon.
Joe Mixon back really bad. I
Last
still
year
like
wasn't too
Cam
bad.
Akers, but
He had 416 yards as their RB2.
yeah. After the rookie year he should have never been RB2 behind Devin Singletary, and I will stand on that for the rest of history.
Last year he didn't look great.
It's Devin Singletary.
Pierce averaged 2.9 yards per carry, dude.
I thought you just said he wasn't that bad, and now you're saying
I meant in terms of usage is what I was trying to say.
Gotcha.
Because you were saying they didn't want him on the field. He played in 14 games and had 145 touches.
Darian Gumbawale is the best running back on the Texans.
I didn't word that properly. I apologize.
Okay. John Mechie sighting, by the way. GOAT.
Oh, good for him. British Brooks not getting attempts, but J.J. Taylor getting attempts bothers me.
How about Steven Sims getting a rushing attempt? How do you feel?
I mean, hey, what a guy.
Ooh, you know who is good at football? Kamari Lassiter.
No, he's slow.
Doesn't seem to matter. Doesn't seem to matter.
Sorry, bad 40 time.
All right, let's move. I don't know. The Jaguars are one game away from firing Doug Peterson? You think?
Probably. Yeah, no, he's lost his last 8 games?
More than that, I think.
8, it's 8 or 9.
Oh God, now I want to go look. Hold on. No, not open image in new tab. I don't want to see the Jaguars logo in a new tab, you freak.
Jaguars have dropped 9 of their last 10.
Gross. Have they ever considered being good at football? Probably
See,
not.
the problem is, here's the solution that no one's talking about. If Doug Peterson would spell his name correctly, maybe they'd win football games.
Maybe Doug Peterson was just never that good.
Well, I'm just saying, if he would spell his name right, he'd probably be better.
I don't know. He got that. I don't know. He had that one
like
Super Bowl run.
Is Nick? When do we start the Nick Foles carried the Eagles dialogue?
Well, I think it was more. Well, for the season, it was Carson Wentz being an MVP.
And then when do we start the dialogue that the Eagles just had 2 MVP candidate quarterbacks on their team that completely carried Doug Peterson?
I'm down for that. Because, I mean,
Bears legend Nick Foles put him in the Hall of Fame. Their defense was insane. Yeah.
I still love the clip from Chris Long's podcast where Harrison Smith was on it. And Chris was like, going into the NFC Championship game that year, we really didn't know who was going to win. What did you guys think in Minnesota? And Harrison was like, we thought we were going to dog walk you, dude. We didn't think it was going to be even kind of close. And then we came out and we scored that touchdown and we got that stop and we're like, yeah, this is over. And then Case threw that pick and everything crumbled. It's like, yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love how Harrison's just like, we thought we were going to dog walk you, dude. We thought you had no shot. We thought you had no shot.
Okay.
Which,
can we talk about can we talk about this Jets game?
No.
This might be the funniest game of football that has been played in recent memory. Because I went back. I remember I tweeted out at
halftime.
Yeah, I went back and I looked at it because I was watching the Bears game when this was on, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, that field was horrific.
Yeah. MetLife.
Like, yeah. Not even that. It wasn't even, well, I mean, it being MetLife contributed, but the rain, how slick it was. Genuinely speaking, every time Bo Nix tried to throw the football more than 2 yards downfield, it looked like he was playing shot put.
I didn't know Bo Nix could throw it more than 2 yards down the field. That's impressive.
But also, more importantly, when do we have the Braylon Allen conversation?
What is the Braylon Allen conversation?
That he's RB1 on the Jets.
Never. He's not better than Breece Hall. Stop.
Breece Hall has been dog shit through 4 weeks.
I don't know if that's entirely true. He was dog shit this game, but I don't know if I want to give you...
He has not done more than Breece Hall this year.
You mean Braylon Allen, but yes. I'm not correcting you to be an asshole. I'm correcting you to...
No, he also hasn't done more than Breece Hall. He's done exactly as much as Breece Hall.
You know what? That's true. You're not wrong. You're not entirely wrong. You know what? He's actually been worse than I remember. Okay.
He's averaging 3 yards a carry this year. 3.1.
Well, he's also
4 yards, 54 yards, 62 yards, 54 yards.
You know, he's been a decent receiver.
Yeah. The Jets have a weird thing going on with their offensive line where half of it is built perfectly to block in a power scheme, right? You look at the right half of the line, they are built to man up defenders and move them the fuck out of the way.
Morgan Moses and Elijah Vera Tucker, right?
Yes. The left half is more built to play a zone blocking scheme. Braylon Allen, out of the 2 backs, is the only one that can play both. Breece Hall is a zone runner through and through, and that's okay. Most running backs nowadays are zone runners. Braylon Allen can do both. So to me, with the way this offensive line's currently constructed, and with the way these two have played through 4 weeks, Breece Hall should be a scat back, and Braylon Allen should be the lead back. Because Braylon Allen's not out there playing like a rookie. He's playing like a fucking 10-year vet. Like, if you watch the tape and you watch the way Braylon Allen is manipulating defenders and setting up his blockers in the backfield, you'd think you're watching like prime Shady McCoy or prime Le'Veon Bell. And then for him to be as big as he is, to be able to move like he does after setting those guys up, you know, he'll make a cut to the inside, run through a lane he's created, a safety will come down, he'll run over that safety and pick up an extra 4 yards. There's no reason why he shouldn't be the top back on this team.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I think Brees Hall's like cooked or anything. It's just with the way their offensive line is set up, it just makes so much more sense. They are dealing with the same predicament that the Bears are dealing with, just with better players, where one guy is probably inherently more talented. It's just based off of the way things are going. The guy who's viewed as the power back, the short yardage guy, should be the one getting the brunt of the workload because it makes more sense. And I will die on this hill.
Speaking of the Jets O-line, what happened?
What do you mean?
Like 8 false starts this game. What happened? How do you go from like 1 all year to 8 in a game? When you're at home, this can't be a noise issue.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't want to be that guy. But I think 90% of the Jets' issue is Robert Saleh.
Wouldn't disagree.
I think he is still one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. I don't think he has what it takes to be a head coach. And that's really bad when your team is supposed to be a Super Bowl contender and probably realistically should be a Super Bowl contender. You have a great defense. You have a really good quarterback. You have good skill position players. And your offensive line is not bad. It is weirdly constructed, but they all do their damn jobs pretty well. And again, if you listen to Miller and you just run Braylon Allen all the time, there you go. Uh-oh. He removed his glasses. Would you like to share with the class, or?
I'm trying to remember. I might have had the sides of their line mixed up. I think I'm pretty sure Tyron Smith and John Simpson are more the power guys, and then AVT and Moses are more the zone guys. Either way,
it's not really important. Yeah.
No, it's important to me because I want to make sure I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
No, I get it.
But it's late for, the point is,
and in
one
a
half
perfect
good
world,
at one thing, other half good at other things.
Well, and the other thing is, like, Tyron Smith is weird because he used to be great at both. So what is he good at in this husk of Tyron Smith form?
He's still playing pretty good. He's not really a husk himself.
No, he's just the husk because he crumbles really easy, and that's scary. There's a reason you still drafted Olu.
Right.
And it's not just a developmental thing. It was we need a good backup because, yeah.
All right. Since I went on my Braylon Allen rant, go ahead and talk about the purple people.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know. This game sucked, by the way. Greg Zuerlein missing the kick when Rodgers did everything he needed to do to get you in position to win is funny.
I wanted
Why is Zuerlein still on a team?
I don't know. But I completely forgot I wanted to talk about the end of this game because the last 2 minutes of this came on after the Bears game, right? So I have never more after something happened been like, oh my God, maybe Geek's right about something. Than the idiotic field goal Sean Payton kicked at the end that they ended up missing. I'm trying to remember what the exact situation was. It was like, hold on. This is going to kill me. Because they missed a really stupid field goal. And then the Jets got the ball, drove down the field. They got in position to kick a game-winning field goal, and then they missed.
Because Greg Zuerlein might be the most washed of any kicker left in the league.
Yeah.
Good God. 2-5.
Yeah, they tried to make Will Lutz kick a 50-yarder.
In that rain?
Yeah. That's what
and
it was.
what was it? Let me guess. It was like 4th and 2. You did the I don't trust my team thing again.
We're going to find out. Show me that play
But also in that same moment, I'd also just want to punt it and pin the Jets back as far as possible. Force a vintage Rodgers.
7.
I still would rather go for it or just punt it and force vintage Rodgers. If you get beat by vintage Rodgers, you throw your hands up and you go, well, goddamn. You know?
Yeah, 4th and 7 at the 32.
Oh, yeah, I'm going for it. Because that's, you're ending with the same situation, but you're giving your team a shot.
Yeah.
Or I'm punting it. I know that sounds really bad, but I'm punting it. Because, again, no one gets mad at you if Rodgers has a vintage Rodgers moment.
Yeah.
Like, you just put your hands up and go, well, fuck, that's why he's one of them ones, and you move on. But yeah, Sean Payton. There's nothing I like more than watching him crumble, even though somehow he crumbles and wins. I don't. Bro, he's a crumble cookie.
He's got that aura.
No, he's got Vance Joseph defensive coordinating for him. There might be a good head coach on this team, but he's not head coaching this team.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to talk about the team in purple? I don't actually have that much to say.
Okay. And say whatever you have to.
Like,
because I don't know anything about this game. I didn't watch it. So
I mean, jumping out 28-0 early is great. I saw a lot of people say that the Vikings needed luck to win this game, which is really confusing. Did you watch did you do me a favor? Go on Twitter and find a video of Xavier McKinney's interception and tell me if that's an interception. Here's what I know about this game. Kevin O'Connell threw the challenge flag 3 times and was correct 3 times. That interception's not an interception. Yes, the Packers did miss 2 field goals. The Vikings had a turnover in the red zone that wasn't a real turnover. Jalen Naylor decided to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet for some reason. He was trying to catch a punt and couldn't see it, apparently. He lost it, saw it, and it was above his head. So he tried to snatch it, missed. Packers recover. There was also a play similar to that wasn't speedy, if I recall, that led to the Packers touchdown right before half, where Bo Melton recovered a muffed punt for a touchdown. The luck was all for the Packers, and then the Vikings started playing prevent, and shocker, Jordan Love can beat zone coverage. Who knew? It's almost like he got paid to be a real quarterback because he's a real quarterback. If you don't... What?
What's the thing with this McKinney pick?
He never has possession of the ball when he lands out of bounds.
I can't see it from that angle. Let me try to find a better angle. Because the one I'm seeing, I see his back, and I was like, am I blind?
No.
Let's see here.
I'm going to see if I can find one now, too. And you might say well, no, you're a Packers hater, so you won't be biased in the way of, Well, obviously that was a pick. You might not find an angle of it. It's been scrubbed from the... No, I'm just kidding.
It's been scrubbed. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere.
But it's weird because Kevin O'Connell also did the thing he's famous for in this game. Which taking your foot off the pedal.
Yes.
When you're up big. Or just when you're up in general. Mm-hmm. Because there were 3 drives in a row where there were just 3 handoffs to Aaron Jones and then a punt. I'm sorry. That's not what we do. But then Kevin O'Connell does the Kevin O'Connell thing. Oh, the Packers look like they might have a chance. Let's go have that drive that gets us a score no matter what. And there you go. And then apparently the Vikings are the only team with a good rookie kicker. The Will the Thrill Coming joke is so funny, and I love it every time I see it. I'll send you a video of the locker room thing later.
I'm sorry, the what?
That is the chant the locker room has for Will Reichard. It's just Will the Thrill coming. Yep. Will the Thrill coming.
Why is he doing that?
I don't know, man. Apparently it makes him kick better. I don't know. But Will Reichard, good at football. That's fun. It's weird having a kicker that I'm not afraid of. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, Byron Murphy finally did the thing. He's dropped 6 interceptions this year. He finally caught one.
Wow.
He also forced a fumble at the end of the game.
Wow.
Byron Murphy, the GOAT.
Imagine your star corner taking 4 weeks to get an interception.
Does yours even have one?
Jalen has one.
And actually, our star corner has done kind of nothing, actually.
Jalen has 2.
I don't know if Stephon Gilmore has a tackle yet.
Wow.
But that actually speaks
So
in a good way to
so
Stephon
funny.
because nobody's throwing at him. So like Stephon Gilmore do his job good, which is good.
If you had to guess, Geek, where do you think this year ranks for Jalen Johnson's career interception total?
First.
Second.
Oh.
He had 4 last year. He has 2 this year. In 2021, he had 1. And then in 2020 and 2022, he had 0.
Dang.
Which is so funny. We'll talk about him here in a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought that
looking
was
for one. I'm trying to find this interception because now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. I just am intrigued.
one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Oh, that's loud. Don't get us copywritten, Geek. That's how you fail. Well, why is
So
there
while you're
not
doing
another
that-
angle?
While you're doing that, do you care if I move on?
No, we can move. Fuck it, we ball.
Okay, just because I see people, I'm going to bed soon. Steelers Colts. Joe Flacco is him, as we all know. Big Michael Pittman game. Big Josh Downs game. Thank the Lord he was hurt. He came back. He played very well. Tarleton State legend EJ Speed killing it in the run game, as per usual. 12 tackles. Let's see here. Deo Odeyingbo with a sack and a half, as we all predicted. And most importantly, Geek, do you know what happened at the end of this football game?
Justin Fields failed to make a comeback drive. I don't know if that's true.
He did.
Did he actually fail or was he failed?
So they started to move the ball a little bit. And then on a 1st and 10, the ball got snapped early and Fields let it hit him in the face and bounce. And then the next play.
We're not blaming Justin Fields for a bad snap, you freak.
Okay, I won't blame him for that, but I will blame him for the other things I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
Next play, I don't remember what happened on 2nd down. 3rd and 22 comes up. He throws a check down to Najee Harris, who picks up 11. 4th and 11 comes up. Takes the snap, holds the ball too long, starts to get pressured. As soon as he feels pressure, he just chucks something up directly to a Colts defensive back who just swats the ball to end the game. Because I guess I can't say directly to. It was like 3 feet to his right, and he couldn't position himself right, so he just smacked it down. But regardless, big play. When the Steelers needed him most, he didn't come up. He also had a play early in the game. Did you see his fumble early in the game, Geek?
No.
He's scrambling and doing his thing where he runs around. He slips, falls. No one touches him, so he's still live. Like, he can still get up and do whatever. He stands there hunched over the ball. A defender comes up and hits the ball out from his hands. It rolls, and the Colts pick it up.
That's a bozo moment.
The cracks are starting to show.
Maybe, but nobody said he was perfect. He's still...
No, that's not true. Steelers fans did.
I don't fucking care what psychotic fans have said.
I do. Because I have to deal with them.
You don't, actually. You choose to.
I do. I don't choose to. They pop up in my field. I'm not blocking every person on Twitter I come across. That's insane. And besides, blocking apparently doesn't work anymore.
True.
Because Tubby changed it, and now it's ruined. But regardless, I sound like a field tater right now. I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah,
It's
you tried
okay.
to blame him for a bad snap.
Not really. I was either way.
No, I know.
The point is, as much as I love Justin Fields and I see the potential and I want him to succeed, we need to chill the fuck out.
No, Steelers to
He
the
still
Super Bowl.
has
Sorry.
he still has very glaring problems that you can only hide for so long.
But he mounted a comeback and threw for 300 yards.
Did they win?
No, but I don't know. We're
What
praising
happened?
Jordan Love for mounting a comeback
Hold on.
while being
I'm not.
a prop. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. We're praising Jordan Love for mounting a comeback and throwing 4 interceptions and a fumble, but
I don't care about
Right.
the consensus. Me
That's fair.
personally,
yeah, I know.
I look at that throw on 4th down and I see every fourth quarter that Fields ever played in for the Chicago Bears. I know I'm not a big stats guy, but a 300-yard passing performance should be like a bar, right? I feel like that's something we can agree on. If you're a quarterback in today's day and age and you can't throw for 300 yards, that's a problem.
Has Slingin' Sammy thrown for 300 yet?
I would hope so.
I don't
Do
know.
you know how many?
Well, in his career, yes, but this year, I don't know. I'm looking.
Do you know how many times Justin Fields has done it in his career?
I don't know. How many?
I think including this week, 3.
Nice. Sam Darnold has not yet. He threw for
Might
275
actually be
this week
2.
and 268 against San
No.
Fran.
I was wrong. It is 2. Because he's only done it once this year. I thought he did it another time this year. He did it once with Chicago, and he's done it once this year.
Can I see when? Can I just see what Sam Darnold do?
Long story short, I don't want to see Fields fail, but we need to stop acting like Chicago was the problem and that he is good all of the sudden. He's the same quarterback. You were just able to hide his weaknesses better with a better offensive line and a better play caller.
Well, I mean, if he had those things before, might not
He'd be the same quarterback he is today.
Well, maybe.
The issues he has, you can't teach.
You mean
You can't teach an
fix?
internal clock. You can't teach, can't fix, however you want to put it. If a quarterback doesn't have an internal clock,
I'm
they
not
don't have an
judging you.
internal
I'm
clock.
just trying to figure out
No.
if Sam Darnold's ever thrown for 300.
I mean,
I'm
random
just
quarterbacks have random passing performances all the time.
well, yeah, because the only 300-yard game that one year in Carolina was PJ Walker. That's
Yeah.
not true. Sam Darnold had 341. I mean, he hasn't
Yeah.
actually had to do much this year. He's throwing touchdowns. He's not throwing yards.
He had 300-yard games his rookie year.
Okay, so he's done it at least 3 times. So, and he went 275 and 268 this year. So, like
2 more in 2019, so we're at 4.
5 if you count the last Carolina year.
I'm not there yet. I'm going year by year.
Oh, okay, so we're at 4.
5, 6, 7 as of what year was I at? 7
20.
as of 2021. 8 as of 2022.
I think that's it.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have had any last year, obviously.
So
yeah.
8. And I mean, he's come close twice this year, but when you're up by
Yeah.
that much, you run it a lot.
Sam Darnold has 4 times as many 300-yard passing performances as Justin Fields.
And Sam Darnold still has more haters than Justin Fields.
Because Sam Darnold doesn't have swag. He didn't go to Ohio State.
He went to USC. That matters more. Real quarterbacks go to USC.
True.
The only quarterback that's come out of Ohio State and been good is CJ Stroud.
Came after Fields.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Flacco, good. Steelers are going to be fine because they have an incredible defense.
Joe Flacco shows how dumb Miami is.
Yes.
He's playing for the minimum. Miami knows they have a quarterback with an.
Fuck are you?
I'm geek.
No, fucking. Who is Aaron Shamplin?
Who?
He had 5 yards for this. Oh, this is the dude that was a substitute teacher. I do know who this is.
Oh. We
Okay,
need
he had
to.
5 yards for Pittsburgh. I was like, the fuck?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Da Bears. I didn't see any of
I
this
don't.
game. I'm not gonna lie.
So
So
Caleb,
for reference to the wider
uh-huh.
internet, this is the last week where I'm not gonna have seen any football. Uh, it was the last ever game for a Rockies player, so I was in Denver at a baseball game, crying because I never get to see one of my favorite players ever again. So I missed a lot of football. So I got to watch the Vikings get up 28-0. And then suddenly I checked the score while at the baseball game and I'm like, huh? I was scared.
Yeah.
um,
So big thing in the Bears game was Geek. What was the outside of the off the field stuff? What was the big critique against Caleb Williams coming out of college?
there was one outside of off the field stuff.
To idiots, yeah.
I genuinely don't know. I tried my best
He
not to
couldn't play
listen.
in structure.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
He was
you're right.
Superman. He had to be
Yep.
Superman. Do you know what he did the entire Rams game?
In structure, refused to do any Superman shit.
He didn't refuse to do any Superman shit, but he did play in structure the entire game and looked great doing it. In fact, Caleb Williams in the short to intermediate area of the field has been really, really good this year. The only thing that's been tough has been the deep ball, which is obviously ironic, and I'm not worried about because that was like his best thing at USC was how well he threw the ball downfield. But like if you look at a lot of the top quarterbacks right now, their rookie year, the deep ball was volatile. It just happens. It's a hard thing to adapt to the next level. He's had some pretty deep balls, but he hasn't converted on a lot. That being said, 17 to 23 with the touchdown. Um, the touchdown to DJ Moore, I will die on the hill. Through 4 weeks is the best pass a rookie quarterback has thrown. When you take
I
everything
haven't
into
seen it.
consideration, yeah, right. So for reference, pre-snap, Caleb is lined up there inside the 5. You know, it's a red zone play. He's reading the defense. They bring a man in motion. He identifies that it's man coverage. DJ Moore is manned up on a fucking linebacker or manned up by a linebacker. Caleb's able to identify that pre-snap. And you see when you're watching it from the All-22 angle, he looks over at DJ twice because him and DJ have had a problem with being on the same page. That's been a real thing. There's been a lot of disconnect between them. So he looks over at DJ like, this ball is coming to you. Be ready. Snaps the ball. DJ's to the right, immediately looks to the left. That causes a linebacker and a safety to crash left. Leaves DJ on an island with this corner or with this linebacker. So Caleb waits for DJ to get into the back of the end zone, beat his man, whips his head back, and in a phone booth, his center is in his nutsack, and his 2 tackles are up against his shoulders. He lets this bitch rip, puts it perfectly over the linebacker's shoulder, and hits DJ Moore in the back of the end zone.
I'm sorry, I still got to give you the Jaden Daniels game winners better. It's a deeper throw while actually getting hit, not your center's kind of close to you. He got smoked, threw it 45 yards, layered it over the corner perfectly for a touchdown. When your team needed it the most, that's the best throw by every circumstance.
Okay.
The
I don't
best
understand
throw.
the aggression.
No, I'm just saying.
That got very aggressive.
Yeah, because I think Jaden Daniels could cure cancer, and you'd be like, well, Caleb's a better scientist, though.
Would I be wrong?
Yes.
Caleb just doesn't have the tools to work with that Jaden does. His funding is lesser.
That is, I didn't know you were sticking with the science thing.
Yeah.
When you said the tools to work with, I was like, dude, I am going to reach through this screen and choke you out. No, Jesus Christ.
The program that Caleb is being funded by doesn't have as much money as the one that Jaden's being funded by. That's why. No, but in all seriousness, first of all, saying his center is kind of close to him isn't true. His center is literally in him. It's a lot harder to make a throw when you have this much room to operate than it is just knowing a guy's about to hit
you. It was Darnell.
No, it was his center and both of his tackles.
I'm looking at it right now. That's not his center. Both of his tackles. The center was 3 yards in front of him. His tackles were just squishing. Not saying that makes it easy. I'm just saying it wasn't his center. Weirdly, the interior of your offensive line was the only thing that held up on that play. I love that.
Okay, the center is a little bit further. I will give him that. But the two tackles on top of him, making this throw, layering it perfectly, hitting him in the back of the end zone over top of the defender.
Also, I
And
was wrong. 37 yards of actual throw from
And
Jaden Daniels,
you
not
brought
45.
up when the team needed him most, this was the game-winning touchdown. This was the last score of the game. Or no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was the second to last. DeAndre Swift had his rushing touchdown later on.
Oh yeah, so when did DeAndre Swift get good? I'm sure he didn't. I didn't watch the game. I'm just saying shit.
So Caleb had another incredible throw on a screen that DeAndre Swift took. And then there was one shockingly really well blocked run that DeAndre Swift took for like 40, 50 yards. But he had a much improved game, but still not like we're saved. He was worth the money. It was just a better game. But yeah, I don't know. The defense played great. I'm very happy.
That's not
with
a
what happened
surprise,
against
though.
The Rams. No.
The
I was
offense
just throwing
has just
that out there.
been a weird
Jaquan
spot.
Brisker might be incredible, which is great. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Austin Booker came in and made a couple plays. Javon Dexter's been incredible. Both of our linebackers have been unreal. Andrew Billings is the second coming of Vince Wilfork. And then Darrell Taylor won us the game on... It was 1st and 10. Rams had the ball. Darrell Taylor lined up as a fucking off-ball linebacker, slipped into the backfield, was ready to smoke Matt Stafford. He lobbed one up, and then Jaquan Brisker picked it, and that's how we ended up winning. Also, Kevin Byard's been awesome. People need to talk about Kevin Byard more. He has looked really good this year.
So I'm going to stop being happy about Jaden Daniels for any reason other than Terry McLaurin's getting to show he's a really great wide receiver when a lot of people forgot about that. There's no one.
Are we jumping to that game?
No, I'm just
Or are you just bringing that up randomly? Okay.
Well, because I was talking about the other throw, and there have been two throws now in back-to-back weeks where the true dagger is just to Scary Terry. And it's just like, I'm so happy for that guy having a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's great. Outside of DJ Moore, and I think you could fight over who's actually had it worse.
Yeah.
Because there's the argument. DJ Moore had 2 years of Sam Darnold. I'm kidding.
The best passer DJ Moore has played with is Tyson Bagent, up until Caleb.
A what?
I said what I said.
You're on drugs.
I said what I said.
That is the most biased, dumb thing you've ever said.
I'm not even being ironic when I say this. You clearly don't know how good Tyson Bagent is.
Yeah, you clearly are just dumb. I don't care. Tyson Bagent, you, out of all people, you being the guy who bitched about him more than anyone, about how he's at best a good backup, is insane. I remember this. You're just in love with the secret Bagent because he was good against backups in the preseason, I guess.
Yes.
Yikes, dude.
No, I mean, genuinely, it was Fields, but like...
No, DJ Moore? It was Darnold. It was Darnold. Like, the best thrower of the football is what you said. It was Darnold.
Okay. The best season he had with a quarterback was with Fields. Fields did the best at getting him the football.
But also, Darnold never got a full season.
Womp, womp.
True. Wait, was that actually DJ's best season? That's depressing.
Statistically was last year, yeah.
That's depressing. Ugh. Yeah, it was. Good God. No, but I just, mostly I'm entirely living off I remember Sam Darnold and DJ Moore just murdering Pat Surtain. Just picking on him for an entire game.
And the craziest thing is that isn't even the best game DJ Moore had.
But in my head, it's the best he's had because it's the best one-on-one he's had a game like that against, and I'd rather give he had a bigger game against Washington, but who the fuck plays for Washington? Whereas
they were putting Emmanuel Forbes on that boy.
Just sunning Pat Surtain multiple times, it's like, yeah, that's more impressive, dude.
Yeah, but he did the thing against Washington in a Bears uniform, therefore better.
You know what? Fair. Well,
if you do something in a Bears uniform, it's better. Orlando Pace's best year came as a Bear.
Okay, dude, chill.
Cordell Stewart, his best football was played as a Bear. Jimmy Graham, Bears legend. Never been better with another team. Doug Flutie, don't even get me started on his Bears tenure.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right, what's the next game?
I don't know.
Also, Stafford really fucking good. In spite of everything, he threw a pick while getting smoked.
Oh, the Buccaneers murdered the Eagles, right?
Well, yeah, Todd Bowles just is inside of Jalen Hurts' walls.
Dude,
Todd Bowles always gets the best of Hurts. And I feel like we all picked Philly last week, didn't we?
No.
We didn't?
I picked the Bucs.
Okay.
For that exact reason. Yeah.
So me and Jake forgot that Todd Bowles has... Okay, word.
It was entirely that, though. I was like, there's always a thing. The Eagles just can't beat the Bucs. It's just not possible.
Yeah.
And it's just not possible. Can we stop acting like Jalen Hurts is bad, though? The internet scares me.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you can't turn it over every week. Have we forgotten who Josh Allen is? What?
Oh, no. Breaking news. Quarterback gets worse when his two best pass catchers are not playing.
Breaking news. Quarterback gets worse when his center dies. Also, the big thing that I mentioned last week was Lane Johnson being out.
I didn't even know he didn't play.
The Eagles win like less than 30% of their games when Lane Johnson's not on the field.
Makes sense. They're so fucked when he retires.
Oh, dude, so much. They're going to have to draft a right tackle next year. It doesn't matter what
No, they're going to have to genetically create a right tackle.
You know, they probably just should have picked one of the Oklahoma tackles that's come out in the last few years.
No, they're going to make Lane Johnson Jr.
Honestly,
or is Lane Johnson already a junior?
I don't think so, but I hope they do, because Lane Johnson is...
I'm thinking of Paris Johnson Jr. That's where the Johnson
yes,
Jr. is coming from.
Baker
Lane
Mayfield.
Johnson Jr.
So who are the MVP front runners? Like, if you had to make your top 5 for MVP right now, who are they? Josh Allen's up there. Geno's up there. Baker's up there.
All. I'm not saying that other name that you want me to say.
It's Darnold's up there. I know you refuse to say it, but you have to put him there. Who else is there, though? Is it just those 4 right now? Because quarterback-wise, it's not anybody. Is there anybody like... Nobody's that historically great on defense.
Jordan Mason.
No, honestly, if it was going to go to a running back, I feel like it would be Saquon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I know you're not going to want to hear it, but that Purdy fella.
I don't know if you can give it to a guy that's losing.
I'm just
saying,
it's
not his fault.
If we're just talking about in terms of like playing at an MVP level,
Purdy
which is what I'm thinking about 5 weeks into the season.
Purdy has looked great. I can't, like, this is by far the best Brock Purdy has ever looked in his career. I will give you that.
And he doesn't have any of his weapons, which is so funny.
Well, he still has George Kittle.
Yeah.
And Brandon Ayuk is literally on the field.
That's not Brandon Ayuk.
Well, it is.
That's Brandon Ayuk, dude.
Maybe I was right. Maybe I was right when I said Ayuk wasn't that good like a year and a half ago.
No,
I changed my tune, but maybe my tune was correct.
RB1 in
correct? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Going back to this game, Bucky Irving, RB1 in Tampa.
His numbers are literally the exact same as Rashad White's.
It was so funny. It was so funny to me because I made that big claim last week, right? I was like, Bucky Irving, he's going to be RB1. And then Todd Bowles comes out and he's like, Bucky's going to get an extended look this week. He's going to get more carries. And then they both get 10 for 39.
Yeah.
What did they do tonight? I know Bucky had a fumble, which sucks, but
Bucky Irving.
White had more yards because of his huge run, but other than that, he didn't do a whole lot. Irving was more consistent on the ground tonight.
Moving on from that, the Niners bullied the Patriots. They should. I don't know.
I got another name for your MVP conversation.
Ooh.
Frederick Warner. The best defensive player in the National Football League.
I weirdly think that there are only two guys who should be considered for Depoy right now. Fred Warner and Pat Surtain. Pat's been insane.
Yeah.
Especially with the way the Broncos run their defense. Surtain's island.
You got to throw Aiden Hutchinson in there.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Why?
Yes, you do. Aiden Hutchinson has been dominant this year, dude. He's leading the league in pressures by a mile and has 6.5 sacks through 4 weeks to go with it.
Is he leading the league in pressures? No, I want to look.
By a mile.
That's not ESPN. You don't know stats. Stop it. Next gen stats. I don't actually know how to fucking look on this website. Sorry. Like, what? There's no defensive stats on next gen stats. Okay, thank you.
Pressure rate leaders 2024. Aiden Hutchinson's number one at 24.3%. That's not the number I was looking for.
So what are just pressure percentage? Pressures?
I was looking for pressures.
That's by team. I don't want by team. I want by player. Apparently the Browns are the best at getting pressure. I guess.
40 pressures on the season with 6 TFL and a 35.4% pass rush win rate.
I don't know who else has been doing things.
After week 4, Hutch had 40. Who do you think's in second, and how many do you think they had?
Who's in second? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't want to answer that. I mean, Jonathan Grenard might be up there.
Second place is Zach Allen with 23.
Huh.
17 behind Hutch. And then, you weren't wrong. Grenard is tied with Carl Granderson for third with 22.
Because I knew Grenard was killing it. So Aiden Hutchinson's weird. All of his sacks came from one game, but he is getting pressure, so I can't judge him. I am sad that Pat Jones hasn't done anything for 2 weeks, because I remember the race between them early, because the 5-sack game, everybody was like, Aiden Hutchinson, and I'm like, yeah, but Pat Jones has done the same thing.
Also, just back to the 49ers, I can't tell if I want to kill or kiss the refs in this game.
Why?
So Kyle Juszczyk got a touchdown wiped off the board because of an illegal shift. And then the very next play, George Kittle mossed 4 people.
Ah, yes.
It's the most conflicting back-to-back plays for me ever. Because you get Kittle making maybe the catch of the year. The play after Kyle Juszczyk should have been granted a touchdown.
That is tough.
But yeah, Brock Purdy's really good, despite not having... Well, Debo did play in that game.
Yeah, I was going to say...
But without Debo, he was playing well.
And, yeah, but it's... I don't know, man. I can't stand the weird excuse we want to give. Because Brock Purdy, I don't know if he's actually had a bad game. But, like, this... Well, look at how well he's doing without all of his weapons. As if he doesn't still have awesome weapons anyways. I'm sorry. You don't... Cool. Well, CMC's hurt. Yeah, Jordan Mason looks like the best running back in football. Shut up.
Jordan Mason isn't half the pass catcher CMC is.
You're right. So they just have Debo, who's just CMC too. I don't fucking care.
Debo was hurt for like 3 weeks.
No, he was hurt for like a week. He got hurt against Minnesota. So
it was at least 2 because he
missed one game and then played this week. So
okay,
because he played against Minnesota, because that's when he got hurt.
The point is, without some of his top weapons, a guy who was told or was labeled by everybody as a weapon merchant, for lack of a better word, was still playing the same football he's been playing.
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, still a weapon merchant. He threw it
I'm
up
not
into
trying to say-
quadruple coverage to Kittle. That is the definition of Kittle's just better. Here.
Well, that's just knowing your cast.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So is Matt Stafford a weapon merchant for every contested ball he threw to Calvin Johnson?
No, because we're seeing Matthew Stafford play well with genuinely nobodies.
Okay, fair. But no, the point I'm trying to make is Purdy's a respectable quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even trying to make
I've
like
never
a big
even-
grandiose statement.
See,
I'm just
okay,
trying to throw out there.
there
for all
was
the
a time where
weirdos.
I was saying he wasn't. But last year we came
I
to the
know.
conclusion. I thought he
Yeah.
was just mid. Like, he's not bad,
He's
but he's
better
not
than
great.
mid.
No, okay. But I'm talking about in the definition of like where he slots in a 32 quarterback look. He's like 15 or 16. That is by
I
definition
still
mid.
think he's higher than that.
I don't.
I think he's at lowest like 13.
Well, I mean, I don't, but that's okay. We had this argument once. We don't need to do it
Because you're
again.
racist.
No, it's because
Can't stand a white man succeeding.
I don't think
You
that's it.
Warn me about your type.
I don't think that's it. But I guess
Can't even
the
say
people I do
straight
hate the
face.
most are like him and
Mhm.
Eli Manning, so maybe.
What if Eli Manning bought Twitter? What then?
I'd probably still hate him because I doubt he'd fix anything. But he might not actively fuck it up more, so
Yeah. I don't know. Did the Patriots do anything in this game?
no. They patrioted.
Jinkies.
KJ
Kayshon
Osborne had a
Boutte.
catch.
I was gonna say, I will say, to the Patriots' credit, Keon White and Christian Gonzalez look legit. I know I've said Keon White's name, I think, in every episode we've done, but he's been so good. And Gonzo is everything we were promised. Commanders time.
Jaden Daniels, good at football. Cardinals confuse me. We knew their defense was going to suck. Their offense is supposed to be good. I don't know what's happening. You see there's no rhythm with the offense. Kyler tries to change plays and is visibly frustrated with his receivers, who are visibly frustrated with him and not lining up properly, and it's all bad.
As sad as it is, a big part of it, I think, is just Kyler has no chemistry with anyone on this football team because he's hardly played with them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Marv, this is game 4 with him, but even like Dortch and Michael Wilson.
Dortch is the only one he looks like he has any chemistry with, like at all.
Which Dortch is just better. But Michael Wilson, coming in 2 years ago now.
No, I think he was a rookie last year.
Either way, he's in year 2. He's played 5 games with Kyler, it feels like. I think he's played more because didn't Kyler come back last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Fuck, my brain's fried.
He did, like at
but
the end of the year.
he also didn't have Trey McBride this week, which hurts. And I can't believe I'm saying this. Commanders defense just stepped up this week. What pisses me off about this football team is I don't understand why they thought this defense was fieldable.
Yeah, I've been
Their
saying
interior
that.
defensive line. Do you know what their solution? What they thought the solution to their interior defensive line was?
I don't actually know if he's playing, so no, I don't know who they thought the solution was.
They paid Justin Jones and Bilal Nichols big money.
Oh yes, they did.
Spoiler alert: they're not very good.
No.
And Justin Jones tore his ACL, which sucks, but he's getting his bag. God love him. But yeah, their linebackers are solid, and I like some of the pieces in their secondary.
Well,
But
Max
also with the
Melton's
type of-
gonna be bad. I've decided this. I haven't watched a single play, but he's wearing the number 16, which I
No.
just learned in this moment. So he's gonna be ass.
He's actually been okay.
Don't
to my
care.
knowledge.
Corner wearing 16, gonna be ass. There's only one guy getting away with that right now. And it's
Yeah,
Jack Jones,
anyways.
and that's just because he'll shoot you if you say something different.
Anyways, can I give you my big take on Jaden?
Please
The
do.
conclusion I think I've come to. This is a positive thing for Jaden. It's going to sound negative, but you know me, so you'll know why it's positive.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, the more I think about it, reminds me so much of Andrew Luck and RG3.
Yes.
And if we remember, RG3 was really good until he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I think Jaden's going to get hurt.
Right.
God forbid.
Yeah.
Right? The issue was RG3 exploded onto the scene.
Luck
and
slow
Andrew Luck
burned.
took. Right.
Yep.
Do you know what the key difference was between the two?
I do, but my brain doesn't want to.
RG3 was in a Shanahan offense, which we know asks a lot less of the quarterback.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas Andrew Luck was in a very, I can't remember who his coach was. It was Pagano still, right?
I think it
I
was
don't know who
Pagano when he first
But
came
he's
in.
not running
But it
the
was
offense.
Caldwell's
so-
offense, I think.
Yeah, it was Caldwell's offense.
Or no, it was Bruce Arians. It was a Bruce
Yes.
Arians offense.
The Bruce Arians offense, which asks a little bit more of the quarterback.
Yep.
This
right.
is not a shot at Jaden.
No,
Because he is taking a simple offense and elevating it.
I was going to say, the thing that
That's
is so
awesome.
great about Jaden Daniels right now is his ability to read the field has been incredible. He is making the right play every
It's
single
been a
time.
lot better than I thought it
Yeah.
would have been from him coming
He's
out of
actually
college.
using the middle of the field. The biggest difference is he's been given checkdowns and he's using them when he needs to. And then he has
Right.
the threat of being one of the 3 best running quarterbacks in football already. So
Yes.
there's 3 ways they can make a play on every play, and that makes life easier, especially when you're so
Right.
willing. He's not a check down merchant, but he is super willing to take it if it's there and makes sense,
Right.
which isn't always a thing for rookie quarterbacks. And I'm not saying that for Caleb because he's not given a lot of check down options,
But when he gets them, he takes
Right.
them.
but he just doesn't get them. So
Like I
it's
said,
not really a
Caleb's
threat
been
for them.
cooking in the kick game when he gets them.
Yep.
The whole point I'm trying to make here is, though, anyone that wasn't super reactionary when those two quarterbacks were around was able to say, hey, RG3 looks awesome right now. Give Luck a year.
Yep.
We know Luck's going to be better, but that doesn't take away from what RG3 is doing.
Right. And if RG3
That
stayed
is-
healthy, I would have loved the debate for 20 years, and I hope we get that with these two. I want to be yelling
I
about
hope-
Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams for the next 10 years, at least.
I don't want the debate because I already hate it.
Well, okay, the debate
But I
between
do
me
wanna
and
see
you, where we're
Jaden-
just like,
Right. But I do want to see Jaden be great.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I've said before, there is not a single player in this league that I want to see fail
false.
isn't either a horrible
Oh,
person
there you go.
or has personally wronged me.
There you go. Wait,
There
who's
is one
personally
example of
wronged
the
you?
latter. You know the story.
Oh, yes.
You know the Amari DiMercado lore.
What about the Emmanuel Forbes lore? Did we forget about the Emmanuel Forbes lore? There is
I
two
did-
players who, well,
That wasn't for. And listen, in Forbes' defense, it was his psycho uncle who was a crazy Bears fan.
yeah. Oh.
I can't believe you remembered that. I haven't thought about that in so long. For those who don't know, I tweeted out on a whim one day a picture of Emmanuel Forbes in, where'd he go? Fucking Mississippi State or some
I
shit?
think so. I don't remember.
Whatever college he went to. I tweeted out a picture of him in college next to the stick bug from A Bug's Life and just said, spot the difference. Funny. Funny. Because Forbes is skinny. We all know. Haha, easy joke.
Yeah.
Apparently his uncle, or someone who at least claimed to be his uncle, was a member of Bears Twitter and saw this tweet and decided to confront me about it. And to which I said, hey, listen, man, I'm just joking around. I hope your son or your nephew's great. Didn't work out. But I can't believe you remembered that and I wasn't thinking about it. So yeah, long story short, I'm not rooting against Jaden Daniels. And I'm done having the whole Jaden Caleb debate that was never really a debate.
No,
It's
it
just
never
a matter
was.
of
I don't think there was a quarterback debate at all in this draft. People are just dumb.
no. I know I was a part of the pseudo Drake Caleb debate for a little bit, but the more you
But
watch
then you
of
watched
Caleb,
like it started because you
right.
watched Drake May, and you were just
I
like,
watched Drake first, and then I watched Caleb, and I had my priors. And then what really set me off was when I started to watch defensive players against Caleb, and you realize how guys played him differently. The game that sold me on Caleb was the USC UCLA game. Watching how he made Laiatu Latu look like a goofball. He had a worse offense, arguably a worse offensive line than he has now. And he made Latu, who is the best college pass rusher I've seen, look like a total goofball.
Yeah.
That's what set me on to Caleb. But long story short, Caleb is Andrew Luck in the sense that he's going to be great. It's just a slow burn because he's learning things the traditional way.
Yep.
Whereas Jaden Daniels, he's in this hot, new, exciting Cliff Kingsbury offense that, and this isn't a shot at Jaden. This is
it's a shot at Cliff Kingsbury.
Offense. I was getting ready to say, yeah, this isn't a shot at Jaden, it's a shot at Cliff. I don't know if it's sustainable. Just because I don't trust Cliff. I don't trust Cliff to coach an entire season. I think we're going to see later in the year a lot of examples of Jaden getting frustrated with Cliff because he wants to break out and do more. And Cliff's like, no, stick to the script, like we saw with him and Kyler.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen, and Cliff isn't going to last very long. But again, that's a shot at Cliff and not Jaden.
That look I made wasn't at you. I was trying to say sustainable, and my brain broke. And I got this really like, what the fuck? I tried to speak, and it didn't function.
I had stats on my screen.
Okay, that's fine. Cool. I just wanted to get out in front of that one. B-Rob, pretty good at football, too. The real question is
death upon him, and he good.
Is Olamide Zaccheaus the best receiver on the Commanders?
People are asking.
I'm just fucking around.
People are asking.
So the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes hates Rashee Rice.
Did you? I'm not laughing at the idea of Rashee Rice getting hurt. I promise. Did you hear about the story that came out the day after he got hurt?
No.
Did you? So you didn't hear about his mom?
No.
His mom stole a package off their neighbor's porch with a fuck ton of Chapel Roan records in it. The day after he got his ACL torn.
Nice.
And I remember I told my mom about it, who, isn't super into football. She just knows people. She goes, that poor woman was probably thinking to herself, well, fuck, my kid's out of work. I got to make money somehow.
Damn. I don't know how that even happened. How do you tear your own guy's ACL?
You get really unlucky?
No, well, it's not really unlucky. Maybe, Pat, this is why you shouldn't try to tackle. This is why I defended Teddy Bridgewater when he didn't dive into a pile. Quarterbacks don't know what the fuck they're doing. He just launched his back into somebody's knee, completely missed the defender, didn't even sniff him, and took out his own guy. This is why after the quarterback throws the interception, they should just walk to the sideline.
I have seen a grand total of one quarterback that knew how to tackle.
Who?
Jay Cutler. He had a lot of practice, but he was very good at it. He's the only quarterback I've ever seen that actually knew how to tackle. But yeah, my stance with quarterbacks trying to tackle is always, I won't blame a quarterback for not doing it, but I will praise the fuck out of one for trying.
You can't praise this one, though.
No, this one was just unfortunate.
Yeah. For the Chargers,
Herbert, first of all, I'm right about Ladd McConkey. He has been so good, so explosive. He got the juice. I'm calling it now. I'm planting my flag. You can wait. You can hold off. Say it's only been a couple games. I'm planting my fucking flag on Ladd McConkey.
I'm just going to be sad because if Justin Herbert had tackles this game, just one of them, Joe Alt or Rashawn Slater, we're calling Quentin Johnston a hero, and it makes me really sad. That last play of the game where Herbo got sacked, Quentin smoked his dude. If Herbo got a chance to throw it, it was game over. I'm so sad. I thought I had it. The psycho geek that would have came in here after Quentin Johnston was the reason he was right about the Chargers beating the Chiefs, would have been unbearable. It would have been unbearable. What?
Scott Matlock caught a pass.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had almost as many receiving yards as QJ this game.
I wasn't going to be the one to say it.
Hey, man, you gotta ride the highs, but you gotta acknowledge the lows.
Yeah. Weirdly, you know who's low-key been one of the best corners through 4 weeks so far?
Asante Samuel.
No.
No.
Christian Fulton.
Oh.
He has been incredible. Hold on, let me find the tweet. Because Tyler tweeted about him. And then he prompted me to go down a Christian Fulton rabbit hole.
It's a good rabbit hole. I don't know if it is, but Christian Fulton exists. Why are there so many former Titans defenders on the Chargers?
Here.
Why is
67 passer rating allowed, an interception, 2 PBUs, and then he's a PFF darling. 3rd in PFF grade, 5th in man coverage grade, 26th in zone coverage grade, which, not as great, but he's been locked down in man. 82.3% or 82.3 coverage grade is 7th. Good in run defense. He's been hooping. He's been hooping.
Was this the game where Harrison Butker missed a kick? Yeah.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
I've never been happier to see a kicker miss.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
good.
how-
Another game. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love how this game was Herbert didn't have any tackles and Chris Jones got the only sacks for the Chiefs. It's just funny.
Well, they don't have any edge
It's-
rushers, so.
No, I know. I understand why it happened. It's just a funny coinky dink.
No, yeah, I get you.
But yeah, did you see Herbert at the end of the game?
The tantrum. That is
The
the
only time
correct
that
word,
man has
but-
ever been angry. Yeah. They
Well,
let him
and
down.
No, I think it's because he knows that QJ was open and he had him
Mhm.
beat. Because I
Yeah.
genuinely think he actually just trusts QJ now.
Good.
Which, yeah. So it's like, dude, he's just the knowing that, like, we had them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Why are we upset that players show emotion? That means they give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now, the only emotion that's bad is the emotion of ripping the other QB's helmet off and hitting him with it. Miles Garrett, remember?
No, I got that, but you said the other QB. I thought you were implying that a quarterback did this. I
No,
was like, did
no, the
Minshew
other-
finally try to do Watson in?
I wish. No,
That
it was
would be the-
DTR on the sideline. He walked by and just fucking go.
I'm just saying, if any quarterback was going to do it to Watson, I think it would be Minshew.
That's fair. No, Will Levis would try.
Will Levis would hit himself. He'd go.
No. See, he'd hit Deshaun and then it would bounce back and kill him.
Deshaun would get a mild concussion. Levis would die.
Yeah.
Final Destination type shit. Like one of these goofy ass highlights was supposed to kill him, and they haven't yet. So that's the one that does him in.
Speaking of Deshaun Watson, he's still bad.
When do we start calling him the worst starter?
I have been.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're in agreement.
Him and Daniel Jones, it's really close, but
Daniel Jones can at least operate an offense.
Daniel Jones just can hit his receiver.
Right.
Jerry
Daniel
Jeudy
Jones-
should have won this game for them like 4 times. The amount of times Watson missed simple throws to Jerry Jeudy hurt my soul because I should be pushing Jerry Jeudy narratives today. And instead, I just have to talk about how ass Deshaun Watson is.
You know what I have
and
to
it
say to
remains
that?
the same thing for Jerry Jeudy as always. He's just always open, and it doesn't fucking matter.
You know what I say to that?
What's up?
Womp womp.
Yeah, that's fair. For the Raiders,
Neither
though,
of these teams are good.
I don't know, man.
I
They're
have nothing to
bad.
say about either of these teams. I just wanted to
Ooh.
say that Watson's the worst quarterback in
Davante
football.
Adams gonna go to a real football team because
Yeah, did you see he mysteriously hurt his hamstring?
it's all because Antonio Pierce is pissed at him for making business decisions. Yeah, that's been the whole thing. Because then Antonio Pierce liked a tweet or reposted a tweet of
Oh my God, we got coaches reposting tweets now.
Yeah, and it was somebody saying, I think Devontae has played his last game as a Raider. And then the next day he demanded a trade after Antonio did that. So,
dude, remember how we were talking about like 2 weeks ago how Antonio Pierce was the player, or a week ago how Antonio Pierce was the players coach?
yeah.
You're not the players coach if you're reposting tweets shitting on your players.
They wanted him to be Mike Tomlin so bad.
Mike Tomlin just says cryptic shit and won't name a starter at quarterback. That's fine. Antonio Pierce.
Because that means he's being good to both of his guys.
Right. I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
No.
I don't like it.
Hey, at least the Raiders won.
Yeah.
And that's not because I actually want to root for the Raiders. I'm mad at their existence right now. Why is Zamir White getting more carries than Alex Madison?
Because they're both bad.
Yeah, but when you look at this game, Zamir White had 17 carries for 50 yards. Alex Madison had 5 carries for 60. Maybe give the guy with some juice the ball a few more times. Just a thought.
Dylan Lau better.
Maybe.
RB1.
Just my thought with running backs, especially when you don't have a truly dominant one, is ride the hot hand. You should have just let Alex Madison just carry the game. The Bills can't defend the run. Let's continue talking about the run.
I mean, what is there to say about the run? Big 42 coming in hot, setting up for Big 22. Listen, I am addicted to this. I posted my thumbnail today for my video tomorrow. From now on, as long as Derrick Henry's on this team, Patrick Ricard is the Royal Guard. That is him. That is who he is.
Henry and the Royal Guard. Yeah.
Yes, he is the Royal Guard because the way these two work together and the way they work together specifically against Buffalo was so incredible. The blocking for Baltimore up front was so immaculate, and every single time they had Ricard as like the key chess piece. Like obviously, if anybody whiffs a block, it's not good. But there were so many plays in this game where if Ricard even mistimed his block by a second, it's the difference between a 20-yard run and a 3-yard loss. Do you know how much you have to trust a fullback as a blocker to put that type of pressure on him? It's absurd. Just when I'm over here talking about like, oh, maybe Alec Ingold's better. You know, I've been doing this for like a year now. Ricard has a game like this, and I'm like, I don't know anymore. Like, he is the best pure blocking fullback in the league. It's not a hot take. Juszczyk's better because he does more, and he's not far off as a blocker. And Ingold is in that same vein. You can say CJ Ham's in that same vein. But Ricard as a pure blocker is a one-of-a-kind football player.
Yeah.
And it's so incredible. Like, you see people try to, you know, recreate it like the Chargers. We were just talking about Scott Matlock. They're trying to do the same things the Ravens do with Ricard, and it doesn't work because he doesn't have the understanding of blocking that Ricard does. He doesn't have the stamina built up that Ricard does, and that comes with time.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's not to throw Scott Matlock under the bus, but it's not just like you can wake up and say, hey, dude, you're 300 pounds, go block now. It just doesn't happen. You got to build up to that. And Ricard's been doing this for a decade, and he's still putting on dominant performances, still burying motherfuckers. I mean, Ricard hit a dude so hard the other night that the guy got pissed and kneed him in the chin when he was standing up. If you get a motherfucker to assault you after you blocked them, that's how you know you blocked right.
Yeah.
And also, Derrick Henry's like good at running the football or whatever. He's all right. It's
pretty shocking, honestly, because he's older than dirt.
Old man still got it.
Old man cooking. So yeah, Lamar pretty okay at football too.
Yeah.
Nelson
Lamar's
Aguilar
great.
almost made catch of the year.
Almost, yeah. Ricard had a huge block on that play.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to stop.
No, you're okay. It's weird that Justice Hill is the best receiver on the Ravens, apparently.
Justice Hill isn't a needle mover. He's not that good.
I mean, they had 156 yards of passing offense. He's not a needle mover. You know You know who needs Devontae Adams the most out of any team in the
The
world?
Ravens.
Like, if I'm the Ravens, the Raiders want a second-round pick. If I'm the Ravens, I'm giving a first just to, like, beat every other offer and saying, fuck it, we ball. Especially because we keep saying this, but this actually looks like the 1 year where the AFC might be open. I don't know if you can expect the Chiefs to be this injured again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can expect Patty Mahomes to play at this level again. So strike while that iron is ready and make the moves you need to. Fucking fly. Yeah. And go
on
get
the other
Tay
side of the ball.
and go get
and
go get a guard or two. Yeah.
I just want to say on the other side of the ball, Keon Coleman, good. They finally got him going. Josh Allen finally remembered, oh, I'm big, dumb, stupid idiot. I like to throw a ball downfield, and now they gave me someone who can catch it. Fuck you. He finally did the thing. Also, guess who had the sole rushing touchdown, the sole touchdown for the Buffalo Bills in this game of football?
I'm guessing Ty Johnson, because you're a weirdo.
Because I'm a weirdo. My
You're
hometown hero.
Yes, so.
I'm sorry, there's an NFL player who is active and plays kind of all right from my hometown. I'm allowed to get excited.
Man, what? Trust me, I get it. He's not from my hometown, but he's the closest thing to it. You know how I am with Logan Wilson. I get it.
Do you know what my hometown has going for it, Geek?
Ty Johnson.
We are known for 3 celebrities.
Oh.
Ty Johnson, William H. Macy. Please tell me you're familiar with William H. Macy.
Well, I think so.
Have you ever seen Shameless? You don't watch TV shows.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, William H. Macy.
The name didn't click. I just looked him up and saw his face.
William H. Macy graduated from my high school. Fun fact.
Interesting.
And Eddie Deason, which it is a name that means nothing to you. But are you familiar with the classic Christmas film, The Polar Express?
Yes.
You know the kid in the yellow shirt?
Ah, that was him, huh?
Did you watch Dexter's Laboratory as a child?
Man, you want to be depressed? You know what my hometown has going for it?
It's Wyoming, so nothing.
Me. I am the celebrity from my hometown, man.
Real quick, I want to throw out, you seem like a kid that would have watched Dexter's Laboratory, did you?
Yes and no.
He was the rival. He was Mandark.
Okay.
Also, just for reference, Eddie Deason is, I'm pretty sure, in jail now.
Oh, why?
For sexual harassment. Or at least harassment. I don't remember if it was inherently sexual, but like being crazy and hitting on underage girls in public. And then also being naked in public and resisting arrest.
I wouldn't want to get arrested naked either. So
you see why I like Ty Johnson so much now.
Yeah. At least
and Ty Johnson didn't even go to my high school. He went to the rival high school.
So I guess my hometown is me and Wonder. So
yeah,
I get me and Wonder to root for.
What? Why did you say that initially? Why did you?
So because Wonder Wonder exists online, but he doesn't exist online.
Still,
he exists online by the things I upload. So like he doesn't interact on the internet with anybody really. So like except for in Discord calls when we play games.
Right.
So it was just the thinking of the people doing the thing. He's just joining me to do the thing. Which, I gotta give him his credit where it's due. He would be, up there as the famous people that come out of our town. There are people not from our town who wear shirts with his name on it, therefore famous. What?
I'm trying to remember if the Hawaiian shirt I own has the Wonder thing on it. It doesn't.
No, that one has the super T for super cunt.
Brains are weird. This shirt gets more action than I do, 100% guarantee.
A lot of those are me and Wonder's things that came up in our conversations on the podcast. So they're he like said something and it made me say whatever that thing was, and that's what
Gotcha.
created it. Like this blanket gets more action than I do was because I made a blanket that just had my logo on it, and he had it, and he made a joke about how it was really soft and great for when he was doing it with his girlfriend at the time. And I was like, Jesus fuck, man, my blanket gets more action than I do, and that's how that spawned.
I see.
Yeah, so other football games existed. I don't want to talk about Titans Dolphins. Mason Rudolph
Free
is better than
Tajay
Will
Spears.
Levis.
Free Tajay Spears.
Dude had 2 yards of carry this game.
I don't care. He's talented. They're holding him back. Free Tajay Spears.
Free Tony Pollard, man.
No.
Just
He
because I'm a
deserves it.
hater. No, I stand by free D-Hop. He
You
went
chose-
there. No, he went there for
I
Braves.
know we had
Braves
this
is gone.
conversation last week.
Free my boy. Yeah, fucking Calvin Ridley
Who the
can die
fuck
there. I
is
don't care.
Tanner Connor?
Who?
Why did Tanner Connor have 15 yards on 2 receptions?
Because he's the best tight end in Dolphin land.
All right, went to Idaho State. Word, I wasn't familiar with your game. Storm
The
Duck.
Dolphins sucked.
Yeah. No, they were terrible.
I don't know if they would even be good with Tua. Like as
I
a
think
team,
they would have beaten the Titans with Tua.
I don't know if they do.
I think they do. I think the Titans are very bad at football.
Yeah, but the Titans put up 31.
Yeah, but the Dolphins didn't have an offense that functioned.
The Dolphins didn't with Tua either.
It functioned a little bit better.
Well, I mean, the last game we saw Tua, and he threw 4 touchdowns to the other team. That's not true. But he looked worse than
Last
Tyler
game we saw
Huntley.
Tua and he got hurt.
Yeah, in like the third quarter. He played 90%
Did he
of
not
that
get
game.
hurt?
I didn't say he didn't get hurt. I said
That was my whole point. I'm right.
he had more pass attempts that game than Josh Allen did.
Didn't even try to say anything about that. I was just stating the fact that he did in fact get
Well,
hurt.
I didn't say you were wrong. But that game sucked. Lions Seahawks.
I'm going to say something that you might like, but I don't know if you'll agree with.
Okay.
Jared Goff was the second best quarterback in this game.
I think he was the third best.
Oh, because I'm on, right?
Yeah.
No, but like genuinely. I know Goff went 18 of 18, and that's
No, Gino
like,
looked way
whatever.
better. I'm sorry. I don't care
Gino
about 18 of
looked
18.
Incredible. The way he was dealing under pressure consistently was incredible.
Yeah.
Gino is an incredible football player. If the Seahawks would have won this game, if Gino would have led a comeback, I'm calling for
He
him
almost
for
did.
MVP right now. But I'm saying if they completed the comeback, I am pushing irresponsible narratives about Eugene Cyril Smith III.
So how long until Dan Campbell stops getting lucky? Every game that the Lions win, they do not win by being the better team on the field. They win by calling 2 trick plays and getting lucky. When those stop working, what happens? And maybe they never stop working and Dan Campbell just is the trick play god. That is possible. But I'm going to bet on the law of averages.
We don't even need for that to happen. It's as soon as Ben Johnson walks out the door, we're going to find out what Dan Campbell actually is.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I said it on here, but I'm so sick of Dan Campbell's shtick.
Yeah.
Like, he's not... I'm sick of the tough guy routine. I'm sick of the wounded warrior routine. Fuck off. I don't care. Also, Terrion Arnold sucks. Which makes me happy, but makes me feel slightly vindicated.
You know who else has sucked a little bit?
Whom?
Sam Laporta.
This is the first like good game he's had.
Yeah, and it wasn't that good.
It was pretty solid.
It's fine. You're supposed to be a top 3 tight end. Remember, he's better than TJ Hawkinson. So,
Right. I forgot standards.
yes, standards are different when you're supposedly the second coming. So,
But yeah, back to Seattle because I want to talk about them.
yeah.
DK Metcalf learned how to run routes.
Yeah.
So everyone else needs to run away and hide. Jackson Smith and Jigba is getting used. That is horrifying.
And Ken Walker, the GOAT.
Ken Walker is the greatest player of all time, yes.
Can we...
Behind his teammate Jake Bobo.
Okay, whatever. Can we start having this conversation? Or
About
go
what?
back to the conversation? Can we stop pretending Breece Hall was ever better than Ken Walker?
I liked Breece Hall coming out of college more.
Drug addict, but fine. But at the NFL level, people have always said that Breece is better, and I don't know if he's had a game better.
I'm sure he's had a
I
game
know,
at least on par with this.
No,
but
I know. No, I don't
I
mean
think
in
the
this
issue
game
with Ken-
specifically. I mean week to week, Ken Walker always outperforms.
I think the thing is Breece Hall's availability versus Ken Walker's.
Now I got to
And
look into things.
I'm pretty sure this isn't the first year where Ken Walker's missed some time.
It might not be.
Maybe I'm making that up.
I'm looking. So we're just looking at 28 games for Breece Hall in his career. And Ken Walker has played 32.
I retract my statement. That wouldn't have been my argument for Breece over Ken Walker.
I got you.
For me, it was Breece's explosiveness, and I thought their vision was very close. And then Breece's upside as a receiver, at least coming out of college, was always better. And then what Breece has done as a receiver, on top of being a really good runner of the football, was what made me like him more. But so far this season, I mean, Ken Walker has been a substantially better football player. It's not particularly close.
Yeah, this year's weird. Because Breece, I've always thought Ken Walker was better. But Breece looks like he's not a starting caliber player this year. And I know that's really not to do with Breece, and that's more just the way the Jets are built, and I understand that. But, like, when you're arguing that one guy should be getting out-snapped by a rookie, and the other one, his team also drafted a running back recently, and they keep taking more and more snaps away from that running back, tells you what you need to know.
I feel like, not that I disagree with you, but I feel like those two running backs aren't really comparable.
No, they're not. And Zach Charbonnet is still just a receiver. That's like what he's doing.
I was going to say, we all kind of know Zach Charbonnet is like a David Montgomery type of back with more receiving upside. Whereas Braylon Allen, I mean, in my opinion, I thought was worth like bordering on a first-round pick, if not a first-round pick. Like, he is a complete running back that would start on a lot of football teams right now, and there's no reason why he should have fell.
I still stand by the dumbest team in the NFL last offseason was the Packers. Because they could have just built the running back room they have now, but better. Instead of Marshawn Lloyd and Josh Jacobs. For less money, you could have had Braylon Allen and Aaron Jones.
The only counter argument I have to that is the Cowboys, who didn't do anything, and then at running back, they made a big stink about wanting a running back, put all their chips on Jonathan Brooks, didn't get Jonathan Brooks, and then just decided to abandon the position entirely.
Yeah.
Like, one running back went off the board, and they're like, well, that's it, folks. No good running backs anymore.
Yeah.
Like, Braylon was there in the 4th round. You could have very easily taken him. And then Braylon's getting like 20 carries a game, looks like the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have a run game.
My only hope is that Jonathan Brooks is what I think he is.
I think he's going to be damn good.
I really hope so. My biggest takeaway, though, from every Lions game is, man, the Bears really fucked up.
What, letting Monty go?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Monty
I've
is the only thing I like watching on the Lions.
I've said before, and I'll say it again, the Bears, the only player in recent memory the Bears have let go that I think would be a net positive for them to have right now is David Montgomery.
Yeah.
And that's not true. There's two. It's him and James Daniels, but I will stand by Monty more. Because, like, you get rid of Roquan Smith, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds together are better than Roquan Smith.
Maybe you could argue Khalil, but
Khalil had to go, though. He wasn't producing when he was in Chicago. He wasn't healthy.
Yep.
Him having a career resurgence with the Chargers is incredible.
Yep.
But even then, like, the Bears are one of the this is so fun for me to say because everyone hated on the Bears D-line all offseason.
Yeah.
The Bears have one of the highest pressure rates in the league. Their defensive line has been incredible. Would Mac hypothetically boost that? Absolutely, but it's not like they need him.
I think
the Bears running game needs a consistent runner.
There's also
David Montgomery is nothing if not the definition of the word consistent. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I almost cut you off. I thought your sentence was done. I'm bad at guessing because Discord has weird delay. So I just try to guess when you're done, and I'm bad at it.
Before we move on, I just want to say Derek Hall, good at football. Auburn, let's go. It makes me happy. I really like Derek Hall coming out, and he's been playing good so far this year.
The, like, regretting letting people go thing and the Khalil Mack career resurgence thing, I think people get really confused. Like, there's all that talk of, man, I bet the Panthers are mad they let both of those guys walk, and it's like the picture of Darnold and Baker running off the field together. Neither of them have a career resurgence if they stay with the Panthers. They just don't.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing for some players is to leave. Monty hasn't changed a bit. Yeah, maybe he's gotten slightly better, but I don't actually think so. I think a lot of that's just a factor of that Lions O-line is fucking ridiculous, so his life's a little easier. But, like, Monty is a big, like, damn, you know?
Yeah, but even then, like, I can still rationalize the move because I get it. Not paying running backs makes sense. And
the only reason you can't rationalize it to me anymore is because you just paid Swift more.
Yeah, and that's tough.
You can't do that. You can't pay a much worse running back. It's why I hate on the Packers signing Josh Jacobs. It's not hating on Josh Jacobs. It's saying Aaron Jones cost too much money and then paying a worse running back way more money. That doesn't track to me.
I agree.
Now, if you want to move off of Dalvin Cook and then go pay Aaron Jones, that makes sense to me. One of them is good at football.
Yeah.
So we should move into our picks because we're over 2 hours into the episode.
Okay. I just want to say real quick before we move on. Someone posted tonight about the Falcons game. Honestly, I think we are just seeing a healthy Darnell Mooney. Like, he looked like this before his big injury in Chicago. Someone quote tweeted and said the injury in Chicago, and it's just a picture of Justin Fields.
That's fucked up. Damn.
But yeah, picks.
Well, we already picked, we all picked the Bucks, so we're 0-1 on the week.
Yeah. We don't have Jake's picks, but no, I'll put out something on the Twitter.
It wasn't going to matter for the video. We get to start with Jets-Vikings in London. Miller, speak. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah, man.
Do I use my brain or do I use my heart?
Use whatever feels right.
I'm taking the Jets. Fuck you.
I'm taking the Vikings. They've actually gone to London and won before. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers has ever played in London.
I'm switching to the Vikings. I forgot.
And when it comes to games in London, coaching matters. One of these teams has a coaching staff. The other has Nathaniel Hackett.
I forgot this game was in London.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take the Vikings, sadly.
The Vikings are storming London again. Hasn't happened in like 600 years, but here we go.
Did Vikings actually storm London at one point?
I'm sure. I don't know. I'm making a joke.
I like the
I was making a joke. Next we've got, I don't know, based on Google's order, we've got the game that's going to make me hate the internet the most. Panthers at Bears.
Why would this make you hate
Because
the
it's
internet?
gonna be insufferable. Either way.
Why? Oh, because if Caleb balls out, it's the Panthers. If he has a
No,
bad game, he
and it's
can't do
not
good
just-
against the Panthers.
And it's not just, oh, it's the Panthers. It's just the Bears fans that are going to be victory lapping the, like, you traded away DJ Moore and Caleb Williams for Bryce Young. And I don't want to hear it, man. The Panthers went through good process. That is, you make the move for your quarterback. When it doesn't work out, yes, you look really bad, and yes, you lose your job as the GM. But we can't act like it was bad process, right? Like, this is
I have
what teams
agendas
do.
to push.
I know, and that's why it's going to be insufferable. But then what happens when it goes the other way? The Panthers fucking smoke him, and Caleb looks like ass for a game.
I kill myself.
Well, there you go. I'm going to take the Bears, though.
Yeah, the Bears will win this game.
Yeah, I think so. Next, we've got Browns at Commanders. I think it's a clean sweep for the Commies. Thoughts?
Sadly.
Jaden Daniels about to go nutso on that defense.
I will say this is the best defense Jaden will have played, so it will be intriguing.
It is a good test. It is a good test.
Although, to be fair, Watson's on the other side shows Jaden could play like shit, and they'd probably still win like 12
I don't know.
3.
Washington's defense is shitty, so that scares me. Nick Chubb's not playing this week, right? I know they opened his window and he practiced, so
not to my knowledge.
there's a world. I don't hope he
Ooh,
does.
this next game.
Dolphins Patriots, 2 of the 5 worst teams in football. I will not be watching.
I'm
I am
taking
not
the Patriots.
I am also taking the Patriots. Then we've got Colts at Jaguars. And I should preface this. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville in a decade. I'm taking the Jaguars.
Joe Flacco.
Trevor Lawrence.
EJ Speed.
Chad Muma.
I'm proud you knew what position EJ Speed played.
What the fuck? Why? Who do you think I am?
I don't take you as an EJ Speed enjoyer. I apologize. But I'm taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Jags. Ooh, this is a fun one. Bills Texans.
You go first.
I'm taking the Texans.
Okay, I'm taking the Bills.
Fair. I was
Just 'cause
also
you're
told
taking the Texans.
I was told I'm never allowed to pick the Bills again. The one week I picked them, they got shithoused. So the entire state of Wyoming wants me dead.
Good. I will lead the charge.
Oh, thanks, buddy. But I'm gonna take the Texans. My only hope is that Joe Mixon comes back and they just bully the Bills in the run again. That's how you beat the Bills, is you just run football. Speaking of running
the football, yeah.
Ravens Bengals. The Bengals also have no rushing defense, so give me the Ravens.
Yeah.
King Henry go Burr. Joe
Pat
Burrow go
Ricard
off.
killing Logan Wilson is going to be something I will never let you hear the end of, I'm afraid.
If Logan Wilson murders Pat Ricard one time, somehow.
No podcast anymore.
No, if that happens, I'm pushing agendas. Logan Wilson, greatest linebacker to ever live. It will happen.
Okay, racist.
How?
I don't know. You just are.
That's not how that works.
Fucking homophobe over here.
Maybe worse than Dolphins Patriots. We have Raiders
No, because
Broncos.
there is a good unit in this game.
Yeah, sometimes. The Broncos defense, I don't know how they're good, is my issue. Vance Joseph doing work.
Yeah, give me the Broncos.
Because that defense has like one good player. Give me the Raiders. I refuse to pick Bo Nix.
No,
you know when the Broncos will get picked? If they play the Browns, and that's it. Cardinals Niners. I wanted to pick the Cardinals so bad, but my brain overpowers my heart. Give me the Niners.
I also take Niners. Use check touchdown this week.
I don't know what I want. I want Trey Benson season. That's what I want. As a James Conner not enjoyer, I want Trey Benson season.
Respect James Conner, who is still really good at football.
I don't disrespect him. I don't like watching him play football.
Why? He's an ethical runner.
That's why. Ethical runners annoy me. I want some.
How dare he?
I want some flash. I want some pizzazz in my runners. Give me some pizzazz.
You kids, you wouldn't have lasted
See,
a day
I
back
say
in
I
my
want some
war.
pizzazz, and then I'm like the biggest DeAndre Swift hater in the world. Bro is only pizzazz, though.
Yeah.
Packers Rams. I don't want to do it, but I'm taking the Packers.
Good, I'm taking the Rams.
I hope you're correct. I hope I'm wrong.
You dove on the grenade for me, and for that I appreciate it.
But, dude, with the way Jordan Love played against a Brian Flores defense with real talent, that has me a little afraid for a team that has no good players.
No, apparently Braden Fisk learned how to play football, so.
Yeah, but Elgton Jenkins says no.
Okay, then who stops Jared Verse? He's been, like, insane.
I don't know if I can name you a Packers tackle at the moment. David Bakhtiari died, and I stopped caring about the Packers' offensive line. He's not dead.
Seahawks,
The other
Giants.
thing I was going to mention earlier, David Bakhtiari and Devontae Adams should both go to the Ravens and win a Super Bowl and be like, see, Aaron was the problem the whole time.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. Sorry.
They should get John Kuhn to go with them. Just to be Ricard's backup.
Oh, okay. Practice squad John Kuhn.
Sure. Randall Cobb.
Yes.
Clay Matthews.
What do we got next? Giants Seahawks. Because we skipped
You say
over
that like
that
it's
one.
intriguing.
No,
We know who wins.
it better be
It
the
is
Seahawks. If the Giants win, I'm pushing narratives that not about Geno, just that the Seahawks are frauds.
True.
Yeah. Cowboys Steelers is gross and ugly, and I hate it.
The Steelers are going to just run.
Yeah, because the Cowboys can't stop the run. And also, Mike Zimmer likes to lose to Justin Fields, so it's going to happen again.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think DeMarcus Lawrence or Micah Parsons are playing. I
No.
know DeMarcus Lawrence at least isn't.
No. Saints Chiefs.
So Steelers win.
Yes, I also am taking the Steelers. Saints Chiefs. I have a weird feeling, but I refuse to bet. When a team is this much worse than the Chiefs, I refuse to bet that they will beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I have a weird feeling. I just want that put out there for when the Saints like miraculously beat them. I had a feeling. I can't bet on the Saints to beat the Chiefs, man. It doesn't feel. It's just not ethical.
I'm picking the Chiefs solely because I can't have a world where my picks result in the Vikings being the only undefeated team.
I can't wait. Dude, that's the race of the year, is who is the last undefeated team, the Chiefs or the Vikings. Okay, one last thing about the Vikings. Why does the internet somehow think the Vikings are the same as the 2020 Steelers?
Because they're really cool. The internet's really cool for that. I like them for that.
But it doesn't make sense. Miller,
Don't care. It's
take
cool.
off bias hat and use brain for just a second, please. Okay, we've got brain.
My hair is a mess.
I love it. We've got the brain back out. Why were the Steelers considered frauds that 11-0 season? Do you remember?
Because they didn't beat anybody of substance. And they kept winning like shitty close games, if I'm not mistaken.
What have the Vikings done this year?
Beat only teams of substance.
By almost entirely by wide margins. The Packers one was a little different. Watching the game, it was not as close as the score dictates. This is not that same thing. And that doesn't mean the Vikings are Super Bowl contenders. That doesn't mean I think they're the Super Bowl favorite. But I don't think they're the Steelers where they're going to... again, anything could happen, and injuries are scary, and that is an important thing to say. Because I don't want to say, well, the Vikings could go undefeated, and then Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson get hurt, and suddenly we're the worst team in football. Like, what do you want, right? Like, I'm not, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, whatever. But stop saying things just because you expected a team to be bad at the beginning of the season, and it turns out they weren't bad.
What happens when the Vikings finish 4-12?
If that happens, I'm killing myself live on the internet.
Facebook Live?
No.
Aw.
Twitter Live.
I think you mean X, the everything website.
Stop. And I'll do it in New York. So it's live from New York. I'm killing myself. Kablam.
Live from New York, it's Geek Suicide. With musical guest Jake Talk Sports on the ukulele.
And Miller Football on vocals.
No, I'm the host.
No, you're singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow while Jake plays the ukulele.
You know, yeah, you know how sometimes when hosts will come out, they'll do like a song?
Yeah.
That's what it'll be. I'll come out, I'll do like a little bit of stand up, and then it'll cut to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, You Die. And then later on, there's like a couple skits.
Yeah.
You know, we get a couple skits going while your body is like in the background. And then at the end, I go, ladies and gentlemen, Jake. And then he just like plays the ukulele through his mic, but it's very, very quiet and no one can hear it.
Yes.
And then we do a couple more skits. And then again, later on, I go, ladies and gentlemen, Jake. And then the same thing happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty. And with that, Miller, cue the outro.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for this week being weird and long. It's a weird week. We're all in weird moods. I'm tired, but I still have to stay up because I have to tell this kid about D&D shit. So, yeah. But anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like down below because it shows that you give a shit about our podcast. That would be really cool if you did that. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell us if you think Sam Darnold is cute. I think he's pretty cute. He's a cutie patootie. If you agree, make sure to let us know down in the comments below. Also, if you made it this far, just say fuck V-Shred in the comments. If you know, you know. He got really excited.
Yeah, I'll tell you why in a minute. Yeah.
No, I know. I know and you know why, because you introduced me to him.
That's what I was gonna say. Was that because of me? Yeah, my goat.
Yes. But yeah, if you enjoyed, awesome. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for watching, listening, whatever it is you did. And to everyone out there watching, we hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it, because you're all wonderful people and you deserve it. That's the Miller Football outro, not the Run the North outro. I don't know what we actually say. Geek, say thing.
Bye.